my wife's an idiot?
Brian, if you want people to talk to you...
prove the Earth is not flat. I showed him a hill.
Man, please go take a
arsehole. You have got
So,
no
Brian, there is no need to get shouty,
he's yelling at
This is all he does. He doesn't offer anything to the conversation. All he does is start yelling and screaming, there is no curvature. And that's all you do. Why don't you go and show us how there's no curvature? Instead of just saying it.
Good talk to 24/7, man.
I just turned his volume off. I find it making him
brainwashed to believe there is.
How about you go show us there's no curvature?
You're a fucking villain.
Go and show us,
Brian's volume's completely off. I don't hear him anymore.
You're making the friggin'
That makes it a lot
claim,
more
not me.
interesting conversation.
There is
let me go
no
ahead and turn him down, too.
curvature. There is no spin. You do not
get easy.
live
that helps a lot.
ludicrous.
Take it easy. Your blood levels are high. Your blood pressure is high, Brian. Take it easy.
Space. Don't forget about
pressure rate high.
Take it easy.
So
Take a deep
you
breath.
fuckers sitting here wanking each other off. Oh, look at these pictures from space. Oh, look at... It's a load of bollocks.
Here, I'll tell you what. I'll go ahead and I'll put up the one and only picture that we really need to demonstrate the curvature on the flat Earth.
No.
Or
Show me a
curvature on the
fucking measurement. A
Let me go ahead
physical
and put that up. Give
measurement.
me a second.
Not
I'll
fucking
stick it in
pictures.
the debate check.
Show us
Brian,
a
since you've been
physical
screaming, a lot of people
measurement.
have turned you down.
Show us a physical measurement.
Cool.
They're going to show you sound pictures.
You fucking can't, because that's where you live. You live in fantasy fucking
You need
land.
to speak up, Brian. We cannot hear you properly.
Yeah, Brian,
Bunch
take it
of
easy,
wankers.
man.
You really are.
Brian, watch your blood levels, please. Don't shout too much. You're either gonna
Get him, Brian. Hey, Brian, I appreciate you, man. You need to lay it on them, man. We're being, all like people that sit in flat Earth servers all day and get their minds acclimated to the reality of the situation. Thank you, Brian.
Well, Brian's not offering anything to the conversation except for just saying, "Oh, there is no curvature."
There is
what is that offering?
There is no provable curvature.
David, you cannot really thank someone for interrupting the conversation and just shouting.
If anybody and
Brian.
everybody could create pictures.
Well, there's
They
the
are
there's the
bullshit.
compelling evidence
Give
for
us a
curvature of the Earth.
physical
Very good.
measurement of curvature.
Hey, Brian,
Yeah.
same to you, Brian. Brian, same to you. Give me the physical measurements
No,
of the
I'm not claiming
planarity of
I'm
your
not
Earth, sir.
claiming the thing.
Planarity.
You're
Do
claiming there
not
is a curvature,
raise,
not me.
young man.
I'm saying there is no curvature.
Brian,
You're
do you want a timeout? You want a timeout, Brian? Is that what you're going for? You want to be a martyr?
Don't push
Come on.
the cunt back
Brian.
on me.
Brian, conversation. I go, you go, somebody else goes. Fair?
No, it's not fair because you're
Now,
filling
where's
my
your
head.
measurements?
Everybody else is full of shit.
Where's your measurements,
You are
Brian?
making a claim that the Earth
Here, Brian,
is curved.
answer the question on
And
the
now
screen. What's
you
creating that
cannot
shadow?
fucking
Where
prove
are your
it.
measurements, Brian?
Thank you, Brian. You're a real patriot, real flat Earth patriot. Thank you, man.
Yeah.
Brian,
yeah,
measurements?
sure
Measurements, Brian?
Yeah, show
Well,
me
I
your
put up,
measurements.
I put
Measurements,
Show
Brian.
me your fucking
that
measurements of
really
this ludicrous
needs to be
fucking
explained
curve.
on the flat Earth.
Flat. Measurements of flat, Brian. Thank you. I'm waiting.
Show me your measurements
How long
of
are
the
we going to have
curve.
to wait, Brian?
Show me your measurements. I'm not saying it's flat. I'm saying it ain't fucking curved.
We do not, Brian, get this through your head. We do not negotiate with flatulus. You understand that?
Very fucking funny. You're sitting here
First of
all
all-
day fucking long, wanking each other off over fucking pictures that anybody could have
Why are they
created.
so bad?
You need a friend, Brian.
You're a
need
fucking
a
bunch
friend.
of wankers. You really are.
Are you upset because you don't feel like you're part of the group, Brian?
I don't want to be part of the group. You're all fucking mind controlled.
He wants us
You
to
love
join
us,
his
Brian.
What I want to do is be
I
part
can
of
come.
your
Love us.
fucking
I can
group.
come and give you a hug, Brian, if you need that.
You want to be us, Brian. You
Two
want to
you
be one of
fucking
us.
realize not living on.
He wants us to join his club.
I don't want you to join my club. I don't give a fuck what you do.
Wait, do you have an OnlyFans page, Brian?
You fucking sit here, fucking tossing each other off over fucking pictures that anybody could have created. Fucking anybody.
Well,
Prove it.
that's an argument in
Citation,
itself, now,
please.
isn't it?
Citation, Brian.
Here we are.
Go ahead, whip me up a picture like that, Brian. Whip it
I
up.
don't know how fucking ludicrous you sound. Really.
And your measurements, I'm waiting for them, Brian. Measurements of flatness.
You come with your fucking 8 inches per mile then.
Yeah, send up a
There ain't
balloon
any, is
with a
there?
rectilinear lens and show us how it doesn't
There
curve.
is no fucking curvature.
You can't handle my 8 inches, Brian.
Oh, but I've got this picture. Fuck the pictures. Give me a measurement. Give me a physical fucking. Oh, I can't. No, I can't measure.
I can't even hear him. I could just guess what he's saying.
Give me a logical argument, Brian. Can you do that? Instead of just sitting there like a toddler, wah, 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 gimme, gimme, gimme. Provide a logical argument.
You lot really are.
I'm curious about how it's stated that he's a flat Earth patriot when he clearly stated he doesn't support that claim.
The Earth is not flat. We got fucking hills and valleys and mountains.
It's not flat.
Yeah, you
We have
won't take
mountains,
measurements
valleys.
either, so you're going to have to settle for
1,000 mile
pictures.
an hour spinning
Just
ball.
uploaded a picture just now in the chat that you can
Any
see.
kind
I'm showing
whatsoever.
curvature over the Bolivian salt flat. You press
Give me some measurements.
I mean, technically speaking, he's right. It's not flat. Flat would be a 2D, 2D object.
If it was flat,
That's
we
right,
wouldn't-
Brian. Remember you said that
Elevation.
sandpaper isn't flat.
Of course not.
Yeah, 320 grit sandpaper. Flat. That's
Yeah, it's all bumpy, right?
you're not a flat earther, you're a textured earther.
3,000.
Well, if you lay a 1 foot by 1 foot square of sandpaper on a table, is it flat or not?
How many grit?
I'm still
Just
waiting
like
for
a billiard ball. It's like 320 grit.
320 grit? Yeah, it's gonna have bumps all. Well, I mean, which side do we got up?
What about 3,000?
You can't ask where up is until you have to decide where up is. That's the opposite of down, which is gravity.
You're a bunch of fucking.
You can't use the preposition up or down. You relinquished your right.
No, we know what up and down is. You guys up
Ah,
and down.
what sandpaper? Sandpaper
You guys
fucking
have shown that
lumpy.
you're not intellectually honest.
Wouldn't
at
be
all.
bastard sandpaper if it
absolutely
weren't
are.
lumpy,
That's
would
a
it,
lie,
you
B-ball.
fucking idiot?
Oh, really? So you know what question I'm going to ask next, right?
No, I don't.
Remember I gave you something to listen to?
Bro, is there a freaking time limit on this thing? Holy shit, B-ball.
No, Jeremy, you're not getting it because when you ask for
You're not
fucking
getting
evidence and people provide it to you, you don't fucking look it up because you're a Weasley motherfucker.
Wasn't evidence.
No, you don't.
You always do it.
I'm already, Jeremy, I'm already on chapter 3.
Well, good for you, B-ball. Clearly, you have more free time than me.
No, that's a lie. That's a lie. You're
Dude,
always on this server,
How much
Jeremy.
free time? How long are you on here all day?
That's true. I could have listened to it by now. Honestly.
Exactly.
You got me, B-ball.
Come on, man. I'm just asking you to be intellectually honest and just
I'm
listen
gonna
to
listen
it.
to it, bro.
And
you're at
go
the
and
top
go
of my
through it.
list. Cleared your
Go
DMs
through
out
it like,
'cause I
oh, you
want
know
at
what?
the
Yeah,
top.
Listen, Brian's
it
gonna
even
be
comes
here
with
the
a
next
PDF
time.
that you can. It even comes with a PDF you can follow along when it talks about diagrams and figures. Hey, look at this figure that
What book are you talking about, B-ball?
It's a college level ebook. College level physics. I mean, it's an audio book.
Well, Jeremy, you can just listen to it while you're at work.
That's what he said he was going to do, but he hasn't even
Yeah.
cracked it open yet, which is fine. But you're just showing that you're not intellectually honest.
Why? Because I told you I wanted a book to read and I haven't read it yet. That makes me.
It doesn't take much. You click on it, you download Audible,
Intellectually
you click on it, and
dishonest?
you listen to it. That's it.
I
That's
know,
all you
but
got to
how
do.
does
It's
that
not
make me dishonest? Because I asked for a book and I
because
just
you
haven't
haven't
read
done it yet. And I honestly, I don't think
Okay,
you're
I
even
didn't
going to
know
do it.
What was what's the time limit before you become intellectually dishonest when you ask somebody for a book?
How
and they
long does
don't-
it take
don't
for you
read
to
it?
click on? How long does it take you to
What's
click
the
on
time
something and
limit,
listen to it?
B-ball, before you're dishonest? If I ask you for a book
All
and
right.
then don't read it for 3 weeks,
So
that makes me-
okay, so if you
what's the
gave me a
time
book to
period?
read,
2
right,
hours, 5
and I
minutes,
waited 3 years, I waited 3 years. Like what? Why would I wait so long? If you give it to me, I'm going to read it. I'm not going to fucking
cut
wait.
off. So I got 3 years.
And then
Really
you just
come on.
honestly keep on saying things that are against the book.
Cut off.
Well, I got two photos in the in the chat that you can look at right now and try and explain from a flat Earth.
Is that Dr.
CGI.
Bob? Hi, Dr. Bob.
Did you look up the hill reaction?
Right.
Did I school you again yesterday? You never know what you're talking about, Bob.
CGI,
Really?
man.
Did you look up the hill
Oh,
reaction?
because you go and Google something. Now you're a fucking.
I think it's a 1-to-1 transfer, Bob.
Because
And you
you Google
repeated
something
all you did.
and you
Okay,
know
well,
something someone else doesn't.
Let me go ahead and address
Now,
it. What Chemo
Right.
did was he brought up this Hill reaction. He doesn't know what the Hill reaction is. He read off a Google definition of it. So tell me exactly, what is a Hill reagent? Give me an example of the Hill reagent. Because you quoted it.
I just got to go back and Google it real quick.
Yeah, he doesn't know what it is. He can't give me an example.
You take
So what's
chemo
the point of
serious
Hill
again.
reaction,
You
Chemo?
gotta stop doing that, man.
All right, what is the formula for photosynthesis? And what is the exothermic route of that reaction? What is the natural route of that reaction? Does it
Are you
go
really
from
asking
water
Chemo these questions?
and carbon dioxide, or does it go from sugar and oxygen back to water and carbon dioxide? Which is the favored route?
Are you talking to me or Chemo?
Chemo.
I must have him muted or something. I can't hear him.
He's too scared to talk on voice. You want to text. Yeah,
Well, that was
you're busy
Chemo that was
texting, that's
talking
why.
earlier
Why are you
about
asking
Hill reaction,
Chemo?
right?
Oh, he's reading the chat.
What?
Was it Chemo talking to me about the Hill reaction?
No, it was
me
Jeremy,
last night
Bob.
on Brandon.
All right, Jeremy. Same questions for you. Give me an example of a Hill reagent.
You don't need an example of a Hill. The point is, you.
I want to know an
oxygen
example
without-
of a Hill reagent. You read off the Google definition. I want to see if you even know what it is. What's a Hill reagent?
You can produce oxygen. The plant can produce oxygen without using carbon dioxide. Those processes are separate.
Correct.
Yeah, so it doesn't.
Where
always
does the
need-
oxygen molecule come from in photosynthesis?
It doesn't always need carbon dioxide to make oxygen.
Where does the oxygen molecule come from in photosynthesis? You don't know, do you?
It's not important.
Because you read something called a Hill reagent and you're just fucking clueless. So
Listen,
tell me,
the
where
point- the
is the
point is-
actual oxygen atoms
The point
coming
is,
from?
You're trying to get a gotcha on me because I don't know every single thing about this. Hill
You don't know
reaction.
anything.
However,
You read
know
about
that
it.
you don't need carbon dioxide.
Hey, Dr. Bob, where's our nitrogen? When
Dave,
you're pumping
This is
nitrogen.
my role
Where's
here. I
the
fully
where's
care.
the
All right, let me
nitrogen?
go ahead and let me school you on the Hill reagent.
Bob, 78% nitrogen. Where's that nitrogen coming from? You're the smart guy.
Let me-
Tell us. There's big
Let me go ahead
oxygen.
and school you on the Hill reagent.
Pumping up nitrogen into the air. Give me a break.
All right, let me school you on
You don't
photosynthesis.
know oxygen comes from the ocean, most of it.
No.
Bob, this isn't a school.
Oxygen
These people
comes-
didn't come here to learn anything, bro. Sorry.
Yeah, but the oxygen molecule comes from the water, not the CO2. The CO2 goes in to form the sugar. That's what the Hill experiment demonstrated, was that it didn't come from the CO2. It came from the water molecule. And it was an electron transfer due to the impact of sunlight on the leaves. That's what the Hill reaction is. What's the opposite of photosynthesis, Jeremy? What's the reverse process in photosynthesis? Since you're the smart guy.
Jeez, it's a very easy one.
Yeah. It's what you're doing right now.
Exactly.
Unless you're turning blue.
Demonstrate non-terminal velocity once while dropping.
When he's having a hard time figuring it out.
Yeah, this asshole comes on to Brandon's chat thinking that he's hot crap. And he brings up something called the Hill reaction. which is basically the impact of sunlight that drives photosynthesis in the direction it goes. And by the way, the opposite of photosynthesis, you asshole, is respiration. Plant cellular respiration. But in any event, so he brings up this little thing that he read about in Google and has no freaking clue as to what it even refers to and thinks he's got you. So try again, kiddo. Nice try.
Small things amuse small minds.
Exactly. You know, it amazes me that every single time a flat earther comes and tries to challenge, they get their ass handed to them, and then they turn around and try and do it again. You'd think they learn.
We call it the amnesia
like
flipper
they're
effect.
stupid or something. It's like they're dumb or something.
Yep.
You see, there's a restart button on their brain, so basically every time they go to sleep, the next morning they come, it's like everything has been deleted.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh yeah.
But really, Bob, if you want to bully Jeremy next time, you got to ask me, man.
Well, can I ask you in advance? Because I think the next time I see him, I'm going to hand him his ass again, just because I feel like it. Would that be all right?
You have.
I won't do it if you say no.
Yes. You have full
All
reign
right.
to do whatever you need to do.
Thank you very much.
Out of his ass. Go ahead. I think it's a medical necessity at this point.
If he didn't have his ass, he wouldn't be able to earn a living.
I missed what the gotcha was.
Well, I think handies will still get you $5 one.
He read about a thing called a Hill reaction and thinks that somehow that means that you don't need CO2 to create oxygen, which of course is true. You need water to create oxygen molecules in photosynthesis. That was the entire purpose of the Hill experiment, was to find out where the oxygen molecules came from. They used to think it was the CO2. It wasn't. It's the water.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, Jeremy, why don't you go ahead and balance that equation for me? Put CO2 and water on one side and put hexadextrose on the other, along with oxygen. Tell me how many of each molecule it is. Can you balance the equation? Yeah, I didn't think so.
I have a question about this. What has happened to the CO2?
The CO2 gets incorporated in the sugar.
With the oxygen.
Yeah.
You know, okay.
Oxygen
Yeah.
gets released back into the atmosphere, doesn't it?
Yeah, the CO2 goes into the CO2 goes into the sugar, and it takes the hydrogens from the water and incorporates that into the body of the sugar, and then what's left is the waste product, which is oxygen molecules.
Okay.
And then what happens is the natural reaction is to take the sugar and the oxygen and create CO2 and water from it. That's the way the reaction wants to go. The reason it's driven one way is the impact of sunlight on the Hill reaction. The way back is the oxidation of the sugar to CO2 and water, and what that does is that drives the chemical reaction that creates starches and joins the sugars together.
Jeremy,
So, Bob,
can you please never bring this up again?
So Bob, where does the thing happen where you said they can get the oxygen without the carbon dioxide? Because I think I just heard you say something happened. The carbon dioxide is used to mix with something and let the oxygen go. Can you tell me that again? I'm sorry.
All right. The oxygen comes from water. It doesn't come from carbon dioxide. You don't need carbon dioxide to form water or to form oxygen.
Right, but to let it go from the plant, you need the carbon dioxide to. You need something to have. Didn't you say you need? The
Were
carbon
you
dioxide
listening
to
for a gotcha?
Yeah.
Is that what
Hey
you were
man.
doing?
Hey man.
I mean, it's
Hey.
bizarre,
Yeah, I'm
man.
listening.
All right, you go look it up and tell me what a Hill reagent is,
Bob,
and
I
read
trust
about
you.
it.
Bob, I'm
and
trusting you
actually learn
100% on
something.
this. I'm not against you at all on this. At all. I'm not going to try to be against you at all. I just want to hear it.
I'm just gonna listen.
Well, then we'll
to you
discuss
and
it
then try to
another
pull
time.
out things that
Okay, sorry.
We'll discuss it another time, just you and I.
All right.
Because I don't want to bore people with this.
Bobby does that to every.
I know. Yeah, I mean that's typical. They think they have a gotcha, and then when they have their ass handed to them, you know, they're just asking questions, and you know they just.
And the
wanna
whole
learn.
time he'll blow smoke up your ass, going, "No, I'm not really a chemistry. I love science and stuff."
Yeah.
It's just, is the YouTube stream back up or no? It's still down?
We looked.
No, I don't think so.
It's up.
I want
It's
to go
up, is
rewind
it?
that so I can listen again.
It's up.
All right, I'm gonna go back. I'm
Well,
gonna
the
rewind.
good news is that actually is going to be the subject of a video on my channel. So tomorrow we have Star Trek.
Rewind it, listen to you again, and then like, what are you gonna make a video or what are you gonna do?
Stone, what is the problem exactly, Stone?
There's no problem, man. I just find you highly entertaining, man.
Okay, I'm glad, man.
So are the flat earthers boycotting us or something? Is that what's happening? Is this an official boycott? Where's Rakia?
No, it's just that Jeremy, he sounded like he was saying Jeremy was wrong, but then it sounded like he was saying, well, the oxygen comes from the water, but I thought I heard him say it needed the thing that Jeremy said
you should
to
go
like
back
let
and
it go.
rewind it, man, and then get
Yeah,
back.
yeah,
You
I'll
can
go
rewind
back,
it
but
or watch
either
his
way.
video because he's going to make a video on this.
Fine, but he stated something right now live, so I was just gonna ask what he said. All right, I'm.
He said, "Are the flat earthers boycotting?"
Yeah, are they is this an official boycott?
I don't know. It seems like they only want to go to Brandon's.
What
I guess we're gonna go the.
Yeah, nothing's official. They're divided, right? There's the Oakley faction. Somebody who's got an open mic.
Yeah, it's very annoying. I don't know who's doing it.
Have they done any studies on what level of oxygen deprivation is required to think that flat Earth is plausible?
I don't know. You guys take your vaccine, so enjoy yourselves.
I think there's a certain amount of YouTube vids you watch, and then you just fall down a rabbit hole.
No, it's 2021. It's like the end of the mainstream information. It's the end of the mainstream governments and government institutions. So it's like you guys are going to be left behind. It's 2021, guys. That's it. Your time is over.
That's actually fucking dangerous. Like, the actual absence of the mainstream media is not actually good at all, to be honest with you. You might think it's all wonderful and good for the American people. It's quite the opposite. You don't realize the benefits that they give us, actually. Putting aside the propaganda they actually propagate.
Oh, so you do believe the mainstream media pushes propaganda on some level?
Absolutely, but they're so necessary that without them, you can't buy any actual factual information.
Oh, I'm so important, and so I must be kept alive, or else I take everybody down with me. That sort of deal, huh?
I mean, who's gonna go expose the CIA undercover stuff? Who's gonna expose the cartels or the gangs? You need people with big funds.
It's your destiny, nice guy.
Hey, can you shut up for a minute?
No.
Look, Dr. Bob
Hey,
ran
can
away.
you go suck yourself?
No, listen, Curved. I just played back what he said.
No, fuck
He said
you.
the CO2
Who the fuck was that
goes
shit
into
at,
the
Don?
sugar and
You
releases
just tell him to
theorists
shut
are
up,
wrong,
bitch.
guys.
Now, why did he tell Jeremy that it can happen without the carbon dioxide?
Who the
system?
fuck are you telling to shut up,
Y'all don't
Don?
understand it.
Get that
Y'all
cleared
don't
up.
understand. It's not my fault
The
that you're
fuck is wrong with you?
your boy's
Hell
exposed.
you think you are, you
I'm trying to
crazy
stand
man?
up for Jeremy. Why aren't you guys? Why aren't y'all standing up for Jeremy? What the fuck?
I don't even think you understand.
Jeremy
the process.
stands
How
up
about
for
you go and
himself
learn
just
the
a little too
process
much.
first?
The whole point of that was it's not doing a one-for-one exchange. The plants are producing more oxygen than carbon dioxide are taking. It uses the oxygen from a water molecule.
Just plant trees.
It's not transforming the carbon dioxide into oxygen like most people think.
What is the point of this?
Transforming.
Ultimately,
Okay, I
there's
get
a point, right?
Well, we want to make sure Dr. Bob's giving Jeremy the fair shake, man, because he's so
The
biased.
point, well, Jeremy, if you really want to know how this works, how about you go and study up on it instead of glossing over something you found on the internet? Go and actually learn it. Don't just go and find a picture or some video and gloss over it and think you have some kind of gotcha. Go and actually learn about it.
All right,
What
that's good.
about
Glad you added that.
How about the fact that every gas on Earth can be turned into a liquid?
I have a question. Does anybody know Does anybody actually know what happened to SN11? I heard it exploded on landing.
Why are some elements called
Welcome to
gases?
Flat Earth.
Point of that whole thing was that it's not a one-for-one transfer like you guys think it is.
Well, who guys think it is?
Close
Starters.
enough.
Yeah, Jeremy,
Where
you
did
should know
that
this.
come from, Jeremy? What do I think about photosynthesis, Jeremy? Tell me my thoughts on it, my understanding. Come on, Jeremy. What do I know about it? What do I think? Come on.
Maybe not you specifically, but I've had this argument with a lot of these guys, and they always say there's a net
Okay, dude.
zero gain
Name
or
names.
loss.
Name names, Jeremy.
We'll have to go back and listen to the tapes. The point is, a lot of people have told me, the dynamic system of the gas cycles wouldn't matter because it's a net zero, as a net zero on it. So there's not a plus or a minus to it, which we know is not true.
Isn't that zero a phone company?
No, like it's not, you guys say that it's not making more gases or using less or whatever. You're saying that, there's an even exchange of a one for one, but they're turning water into the oxygen more than they're producing of CO2. So it's not a one for one.
We need more water into wine. Is what we need.
Producing CO2.
Producing oxygen, my bad. I might have misspoke.
Well, the CO2 is going in, and out is coming oxygen.
Well, there's water going in as well.
Right.
Do we agree that
water wasn't gas? Water was water, a liquid, not a gas.
Is it agreed that every gas can be turned into a liquid? Do we agree to that?
Nope. It's not important, Dave. Now,
No, it's very
what else goes on in photosynthesis, Jeremy?
You know why it's important?
David, really? Go ahead, get it off your chest, sir.
All right. Well, because every gas can be turned into a liquid, and how is that done? Temperature can do that, right? Temperature is the controlling
Pressure is a factor.
No, temperature is the controlling factor whether something turns to a liquid or a gas, correct?
At what temperature does helium become a liquid at 1 standard atmosphere?
Are you going to put it in a
I'll give you a
microwave or
hint.
boil
It's
it?
negative 269 degrees.
Well, all right, I'm done. Thank you.
So
Wait, that was quick.
So, Jeremy, what happens to the
That
carbon
was very
dioxide?
quick. One question, he got fucked.
The carbon dioxide gas that's taken in by the plants, it's also expelled by the plant as gas, plus the oxygen that comes from the water, creating a net increase in the gas. Is that what you're claiming, Jeremy? Think about this before you answer, Jeremy.
I didn't say that.
Then what are you saying? What is the point of what you're
The
saying,
point is, it's
Jeremy?
not a
Be
net.
clear.
I told you I've been clear. Let me be clear and tell you the point again. The point is not a net zero. There's a huge positive to it. It's giving off way
What
more
is the positive?
oxygen than
How is this positive achieved? What's the positive?
It's giving off more gas molecules via oxygen than it's taking in via carbon dioxide.
How do you know this, Jeremy?
Science.
Dude, I don't know if it's true or not. I want to know how you know that this is true. What's your evidence for this?
I'll get some citations in a minute. Hold on.
It sounds to me like the carbon dioxide's going elsewhere. That's not coming back out as gas.
It's heavier too.
sounds like to me you're mixing a little bit of knowledge that you recently acquired and mixing it with some assumptions and doing a victory lap. Are you right? Who knows? Most people out there do.
Okay, plants make
But do you?
CO2 and oxygen. Plants make CO2 and oxygen.
No, they don't.
No.
The other.
No.
Plants
Oh, my
either
bad,
turn water.
I read the wrong thing. Hold on.
Jeremy's trying to get educated on this real quick.
No. They do.
Jeremy, you're supposed to be talking about things you already know, Jeremy. What are you doing?
Yeah, plants emit CO2.
You mean you can't just read a wiki article in 30 seconds and know about
No, that's
shit?
what I did. I read a wiki article in about 30 seconds.
Good, how are you?
Jeremy had a high school graduation party when he finished his freshman year.
Drop it. Get somebody else to carry then.
You got to finish it off with a couple of YouTube vids, Jeremy.
You hit them with some YouTube vids? All right.
You know, for your PhD, you know.
Plants do emit CO2, though.
Yes, they do.
How much?
Yeah.
And how much do they take in? Would that be like in order for you to decide whether it's whether it's a net zero or not, or whether it's negative or positive? Wouldn't you need to know that answer before you
I got to
start off
study.
the mouth?
I got to study right here. Hold on.
And even still, with gases going in all directions, this should not produce a gradient down near surface level.
Yes, because there's more gas being produced on the
And
surface.
how in any way, let's just pretend you're right for a moment, okay? Let's give you
All right, I
this
am, okay.
fantasy W here for the moment.
It's
How
not
would that
fantasy, but
explain pressure gradient between 5,000 and 10,000 feet, Jeremy? Between 10,000 and 15,000 feet, Jeremy?
You
Are
would
the plants,
expect to see
are
most
the
of the
plants
gases
producing all this
closer
stuff
to
up at 10,000 feet, 15,000 feet?
In the
What gives?
desert?
You would expect to see most of the gases in the area where they're being produced, obviously.
And
So in
so
the middle
why
of-
the pressure differential between 10 and 15,000 feet, Jeremy? Between 15 and 20?
Because 10,000 feet is closer to the gas source than 15,000 feet is, obviously. Duh.
You've got to be kidding me. That's what you're going to try to.
It's not closer.
These are the laurels you're going to try to rest on.
Is 10,000 feet not closer than 15,000 feet to the gas source?
The gases should equalize if what you're claiming is true.
In the middle of the Sahara
You have
Desert, you
introduction
wouldn't
of
want to
gas into a
expect
system. If you're introducing gas into a system, there's obviously going to be more gas in the area where you're releasing the gas.
Well, Jeremy, in the middle of a desert, in the middle of the Sahara Desert, you can get hundreds of miles away from any source of plant matter, water, and so forth and so on. What's the cycle doing there?
If I crack a CO2, let's say I had a floor,
check the
and I crack them all open at the same time, where do you think the most gas is going to be? It's going to be at the floor where I'm releasing the gas.
Oh yeah, because there's gravity.
And why is that? Why is that?
Because it's the closest to the gas source. That's getting
How come
released
it
into
doesn't?
the
How come it doesn't fill the entire room?
Why is the atmospheric pressure greater in the Death Valley, which is below sea level, and yet there's no life or next to no life of any sort there, and it's got a higher gas pressure, atmospheric pressure, with next to no life forms whatsoever? How does that work?
For hundreds of miles. And yet in 10 feet, we could see a reduction in pressure from that tree.
This is what I posted in chat.
It's stupid, Jeremy. And in a sealed container, you'll see a pressure gradient.
That's why he won't let it go. It's stupid. It's their favorite kind of evidence.
But if that was the case, I mean, if you filled in a gas container from the top, shouldn't most of the gas be at the top? Because that was the source?
Of course.
Container knows where it was filled from. How does it do that?
And
I
just
wonder what
to address the elephant in the room, saying that there's more gas towards the Earth because it's closer to the source. That's just saying gravity.
First of all, Death Valley's still closer than the 10,000 or 20,000 feet or whatever Kurd was talking
No,
about.
no, it's
We
not.
have
It's
wind.
hundreds of miles from the nearest tree.
That's not. Yeah, but there's all kinds of plant life in Death
20,000
Valley.
No,
You guys are
no,
acting like there's no
no.
plant life.
miles.
Death
Hey
Valley.
guys, can I ask you guys just a totally different question off topic? It's regarding your what causes the sunrise on your model and the angle of the sun. Can I ask it? So what in your model, Earth rotation and tilt is what causes the sun to rise, right?
It's the rotation, just the.
Well, it's tilted. Your Earth is tilted. So
The-
if it's
the tilt-
tilted, let me
Yeah.
finish.
Also,
So if it's
seasons.
let me
It's the
finish.
rotation
So
that causes the rise.
okay, so but it's already tilted, right?
Yeah.
And it's tilted at a 23.5 degree angle, right?
Relative to what?
That's just your model. Your model's
Relative
always
to the
tilted.
ecliptic, yes, that is correct.
Awesome. So if your sun,
Does he know what ecliptic is?
you have your ecliptic path and you have your equatorial plane. The ecliptic path is what goes over, which gives you your measurement according to your ecliptical plane. Anyway, the point is that when your Earth is rotating, the sun is rising. Your Earth is tilted at 23.5 degrees, right? And as the Earth rotates, it rotates into that angle. Correct?
Look at that.
Kind of awkward. Go ahead.
I'm asking to confirm. Right on a video. So as the sun,
Jeremy
Man,
just posted a thing that
a
said,
lot
"You
of
guys are dumb."
a lot of fucking noise here. Listen, gentlemen, your model claims that the sun is rising because the Earth is rotating. The position of the sun at let's say maximum points between summer and winter, you have a 23.5 degree angle, correct?
And your model?
Let me finish.
No, that's
Let me
your little
finish.
model, bro.
That
Oh, that's
between
right.
extremes of
Correct,
summer and
that's
winter.
Wow, a lot of noise, guys. A lot of noise, a lot of gatekeeping going on. I'm just trying to I'm trying to confirm your model here, okay? So bear with me, gentlemen.
How long do you think it would take if everybody else in the room shuts up and lets you speak? About how long do you think it would take you to get through and get to the end of what you're trying to ask?
Don't know. I'm being confronted on all points here.
Did you hear my condition? If everybody else in the room shuts up, how long will it take you to get through to the end?
Oh, less than 5 minutes.
Can everybody else in the room please shut the fuck up and let them get through to the end then? Can we do that?
Yeah, I can do that, but I'm already a flat earther.
1 o'clock.
Jump all over him after he's done.
Okay.
Nobody else speak, please. Go.
I'm trying to confirm your model. That's it. Not not flat Earth, nothing. Your model. According to your model, the reason why the sun rises is because it's rotating. And when it's rotating, it's already at a position of anywhere from 23.4 degrees or less. As it rotates into the position to have the peak point of the sun, can it be any greater than 23.4 degrees? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so if it's greater than 23.4 degrees, what's causing that? The tilt of the Earth?
Well, wait,
Or
what
the
exactly
position of the
are
sun?
you asking? What are you asking? What greater?
I understand the
Wow,
question.
I can't hear, dude. I can't hear.
I've got an answer. I've got an answer for
Okay.
this question.
Yeah.
Of the planet causes the degrees.
One
to be
person at a time. One person at a time, guys. Who wants to take it?
So you actually need to double that number to get the maximum difference.
So double what number?
The 23.4 degrees.
So I double it. Why am I doubling it?
Because when it's tilted away, let's say you're on one side of the Earth, you're tilted away from the sun at 23.4
I'm not looking at
degrees.
that. No.
When you're on the other side of the Earth, you're tilted towards the sun at 23.4 degrees.
Let me clarify
that
then.
doubles
Let me
the
clarify.
At least let him answer the question.
Yeah, no,
Jeez,
he's
Dana,
under
come
the he's not answering it though because he's not focused on the one
Well,
question. So I'm
allow him to finish before you cut him off.
So you said double it, fine. Now listen, I'm talking about one observer at the maximum point of summer in the north. That sun, can it be any greater than 23.4 degrees for that observer looking at the azimuthal, the angle of the sun? Because according to your ball model, it rotates into position, right? It rotates. That's what causes the sun to rise in your model. It rotates, and then because it's already tilted, the maximum point of that sun is 23.4 degrees, correct?
No, it's entirely upon your position upon the Earth.
You need to clarify your question.
One
Not
person at a
the
time, man.
sun. The Earth is tilted, not the sun.
All right.
Okay,
You
so the
brought
Earth
up
is tilted,
azimuthal. So what are you talking about here?
Wouldn't you
Azimuthal.
be talking about the
You
North
need to be
Pole
able-
also?
Shut up,
No.
Don. You need to be a little bit more clear on what
Okay.
exactly it is you're
So
asking.
we're in Iceland. Okay, we're in Iceland. The sun is rising. It is now summertime in Iceland, right? According to your model, it will be at its maximum tilt towards the sun, right? Correct?
At noon,
Go.
noon, motherfucker.
You're not
sunrise.
The North
I
Pole.
can't hear
If
you
you
guys.
don't want us to
There's
talk
one-
during you, don't ask us questions. Make your
sorry,
statement.
guys. I made my statement, and then there's 4 of you that respond. So just one person handle
You
this.
ask a question, dumbass.
I did, but why is 4 responding at once,
Only
dumbass?
Because there's 60
Again,
fucking people
one-
in here, dude.
Yeah, one at a time, bro. One at a time.
No question. What the fuck do you expect?
So you're at
And again, I asked you, clarify. What are you asking?
So according to your model, the sun rises due to the rotation of the Earth. The final position at solar noon would be at an angle less or greater or equal to of 23.5 according to your tilt of your Earth.
None of the above, you moron.
Okay,
You're not
great. None of the
sense,
above.
dude.
I just heard it here. None of the above. So
What
please
time
tell
of the
me.
year?
Summer, dude.
You're
Summer.
not
June
making
21st. Okay, you guys are either really slow. I'm going to repeat it again. You're either really slow because I'm really concise here. If the sun rise is caused by your Earth rotation, solar noon at June 21st, can your Earth be tilted any more or any less or equal to 23.4 degrees?
It said non sequitur.
Oh, there you go. Can't answer it, can you?
Yeah,
I think
well,
that might
not
be a
that
no.
question. Not the way you're asking.
And
I'm
where
very
is the
concise,
observer
gentlemen.
at? Where is the
What are you
observer
saying?
at?
The observer is in Iceland. June 21st.
Oh, who cares?
According
What
to
is-
your
what are you-
model, according to your
Yeah,
model,
what's the
Earth
point?
rotation.
Guy, we need the key piece of information here. Your
What's that?
23.4 degrees that you're talking about at
Yep.
solar noon.
Yeah. Is it?
What
is
is
it?
that?
Is it?
Are you saying that the sun should be no higher in the sky than 23.4 degrees? What are you saying?
I'm asking you guys. Your model. Your model says that the sunrise is caused by Earth rotation.
If that's
At
what
the
it says, then that's what it says. What the
At the
fuck?
maximum
Are you saying,
point.
do you
of-
agree with what your model
at the-
says? Is that
At the maximum point of solar noon on June 21st, your Earth has to be tilted at its maximum point, right? Because it goes between the
No, you have
it-
you have no concept of our model whatsoever.
Oh, you're
Okay, so-
gaslighting. Yeah,
hold
he
on,
does.
hold
He's
on.
explaining
Everything you
model
are saying is malformed.
Hold on.
They're
Hold
gaslighting
on.
you.
And you're
Hold
ignorant.
on.
Gaslight you.
No,
Hold
I'm not
on.
going to hold on because I've had
yes, you
enough of
should.
this. You cannot ask 2 logical questions in succession because you know so little about our model.
okay.
You
Correct
can't
me then.
even get
Correct
a
me.
sequence
Correct
of
me.
2 questions.
Correct me, bro.
You're not even interested
Correct
in
me,
listening
bro.
because you're just trying to shout me
He's just
down,
Correct me,
aren't you?
bro.
You're not interested
You're just
in
doing exactly
learning
what you're saying.
anything.
You're doing
You come on
exactly
here
what you're saying.
pretending that you want to
You
know
are a
something,
gatekeeper.
but you can't
You're
learn
gaslighting.
anything if your
Yeah.
mouth is
This guy's
open
gaslighting.
You
We
are
got
a
it. We
gatekeeper.
got it.
and your ears are shut.
We got a
Bizarre,
crisis
we
actor.
all know this.
We got a
But
crisis
we're not
actor
going
on
to
our
get anywhere
hands,
like
gentlemen.
this.
Crisis actor, damage control.
Yeah.
Make sure you do damage control. Pretend he
So-
doesn't know your model when he's explaining it God, precisely. Here we go.
We're trying to understand his question. That's all we're
So
doing.
again, you guys agree. You guys agree.
Ask one person, a specific person.
Yeah, you
Question
agree
asked.
that
Everybody
you
else
agree.
who's not that person, please don't respond. So
I don't know
hear
who.
what he
I
has
don't
to
know
say.
who's. I don't know who's
the person?
responding, but
And
maybe
after
Coach
you
is.
ask this question,
Gatekeeping.
hey, after you get an answer to this
Gatekeeping.
question, then we want to
Gatekeeping.
ask you how it works on
Gatekeeping.
your flat Earth model.
Gatekeeping. At the end of the day, you're saying that the sunrise is caused by Earth rotation. Silence. So your
We
model
know.
says.
That
Your
is what
model
we-
says.
You
Your model
fucking
says that
asshole.
Earth rotation is what causes the sunrise. Okay, if it causes the sunrise, that means as it's rotating, it has an angle of that maximum angle of 23.4 degrees.
No.
Okay.
No.
Oh, it doesn't.
No. What does that mean, maximum angle?
So according to
Angle
June
to what?
21st,
Angle to what, dude?
so let me finish. You have 23.4 degree axis tilt. Yes or no?
Yes.
Awesome. Can it be any? Can it be any?
Dumbass
Can it,
question.
Can it be any greater or less than 23.4 degrees tilt?
Tilt cannot be any greater or less than that. No.
Oh, so it doesn't tilt on its axis as it moves through the season. So it doesn't go from positive
the tilt
20.
doesn't change.
It doesn't.
The tilt
doesn't
doesn't
go
change.
from.
Tilt doesn't change.
All right. Can I
tilt,
give you
the tilt
Do you
of the
think
Earth
it-
doesn't change?
I think he
Okay,
believes.
good.
I think he
Tilt
thinks
of
it
the
wobbles
Earth
back and
doesn't
forth.
change.
Not on
I
a
think
time
he
scale
thinks
that
it
we care
wobbles
about.
back
No.
and forth.
100 answers
The Earth
won't work.
doesn't change. You
Yeah.
correct.
Listen to these guys.
Hold on.
Listen how triggered you are.
He thinks
People are gonna
he thinks that
stop.
it wobbles back and forth.
Okay, keeping.
The tilt of the
He
Earth
thinks
doesn't
it
change.
wobbles back and forth as it goes through its orbit. That's why he's saying that.
That's
Is that what you
know?
think?
Incorrect.
Guys, listen.
So-
One person has to respond. Only one person. Okay, so that's the only way it's going to work.
Okay, he needs to choose
person at a
somebody
time.
then. Who
So
wants to respond?
in the winter time in the north, the sun is tilted 23.4 degrees towards the sun. And then as it rotates through its pattern, it goes from the positive 23 to a negative 23 because the south is now tilted towards the sun.
The tilt doesn't actually change, though.
Oh, it doesn't actually
No,
change.
no.
So the tilt doesn't actually change.
The
And
axis always.
you also said the tilt.
And
cannot
listen,
be any-
please, listen. The axis always showing to the polar star.
Oh my
It's
god.
always-
The tilt
always
changes
the
relative
direction
to an
to the polar
observer
star.
and the sun. We all know what the fuck he's talking about.
That
Pretty
is
bad, guys.
It's
Pretty bad how triggered you guys
pointed
get.
always in the same direction.
Okay, so it can't be, the tilt cannot be any
Take an
greater.
apple. Take an apple.
Yes.
And go around your mic or something, and you put your axis always in the same direction. Then you will see how it works.
Okay. And the 23.4 degree tilt is measured off of what?
Try it.
Ecliptic, you know this.
Yeah.
Hold on, should I start
clarifying your own
broadcasting so you can
model.
figure this out?
No, I'm clarifying your own model because at the end of the day, what if off of the ecliptic the sun angle was measured at 36 degrees?
What about the
Because according
beginning
to your model.
Well, that'd be at the north side of Greenland. He's gone. Where's he gone?
I thought it was me. I thought I was having trouble.
He thinks that the tilt of the Earth actually like wobbles back and forth.
Yeah.
Like a top.
Well, I got for the center of Greenland, I got 48 degrees is what you should see.
Yeah, so
The best way to do this is take turns.
why is the sun not at the 23.4 degrees if the Earth is tilted towards it that way? Why is the angle different?
Oh my god, are you really asking this?
Absolutely. I want your explanation.
Okay.
Yep.
All
Fire
that
away.
is that is a dumbass question at the end.
Here
of
you
the
go.
day.
Here's your answer.
Please.
Here's your answer.
Yeah.
Now, summer solstice. You're on the Tropic of
No,
Cancer.
we're in the north. We're in the north. The tilt of
you
the
let
Earth
him answer.
We're on the
Dickhead,
north
listen to
because-
me.
Hey, listen, you're
Shut
the
the
dickhead
fuck up
because
and
you're not
listen.
listening to the
You'll understand
observation.
if you stop
You're going to the
talking.
equate.
Bizarre, you're not helping.
Yeah, you keep interrupting Kurt. So
You take your own
No,
advice
listen.
and shut up, princess. Listen, at the end of the
This
day, when
is
you have an
very
observer in the
simple,
north,
dude.
why is the
Why
sun
are you
angle
still
measured
asking
differently?
the question?
Because you're talking about the equator now. We're talking about the north. We're
I
talking about the
never
north
mentioned
and
is
measuring
the
the angle of the
Tropic
sun.
of Cancer the equator. You absolute fucking mong.
Again, look at
The
you, dude.
equator
You're
is
pathetic.
not the tropic.
You're a pathetic
Triggered.
loser. Look at you.
The
You're a pathetic loser.
sun
Look at how you
is
respond.
above. The
Look
sun
how
is
you
above the
respond.
tropic of
Look at how you respond. So how does the sun angle get to be above the equator? Is that the Earth is rotating through this?
Can I do a demonstration right now?
Everybody shut up for a second. Everybody shut up. Including you. You are muted, dickhead. If you're going to ask a question, Chemo, I will fuck you up. Now, listen, dude. Stop talking over answers. Do you got it? You want to come in here and talk, you're welcome to talk. You're encouraged to talk. You're also going to be required to fucking listen after you ask a question. Do you understand me? Well, then fuck off then.
Nathan's here anyway, so.
this guy goes, "'Cause you're a retard," and he didn't even use the right "your." He said "y-o-u-r," and I said, "It's your y-o-u-r-e." You don't even know English, clown show. They want to.
So, was my answer
Chemo.
correct?
You can't have a conversation with somebody that talks over you all the time. There's a very simple answer to what he was asking, and he wasn't going to allow it.
Yeah, I was going to do a demonstration too.
There you go.
Oh, yep, that's a good one.
I mean, why in the hell is he trying to imply that no matter where you are on the Earth, the sun should only be 23.4 degrees, high in the sky? He couldn't even answer that question.
It was retarded. I don't know. I think that, we kind of got to be more aware of like when there's like 5 people talking at once, no, he's not going to hear anybody. It's got to take turns.
Yeah. If he can't figure this out with a pair of balls, then there's just no hope for him.
Well, he may not have a pair of balls, so. Flat Earth Date is back, so.
Yeah, however many degrees away from the tropic would be, subtract that, it's a complement of 90.
Okay, so you're gonna have to start over, bro. I had to take a phone call, so I apologize. My position is trying to understand between winter and summer, and not anything to do with the equator. Okay, it's nothing to do with the equator, bro. So listen carefully. At the maximum,
okay, you listen carefully. Nobody mentioned the equator, bro.
Let me finish.
Nobody mentioned the equator.
So at the end of the day,
well, then get it right.
I'm looking. Yeah, you get it right. I'm looking. I
did get it right.
Points.
I did.
You didn't.
I did.
You didn't. You're a moron.
The Tropic of Cancer.
2 points. The 2 points. 2 peaks between winter and summer. The 2 peaks. The 2 maximum peaks.
His way's not the way, Chemo.
Your Earth is tilted at 23.4 degrees between both peaks, but they're north facing and south facing is the difference. Correct?
I say go with
yeah.
It.
Yeah.
FPD, there is a picture in the chat that you need
not
to
interested.
look at.
No picture. Not interested. No picture. I want an explanation.
Describes it. It's your explanation. The picture in the chat is the explanation.
Don't need No, I want your verbal explanation because I've seen lots of photographs. The point is in any of your model demonstrations between the 2 points of summer and winter, your axis of your Earth is either positive 23 or negative 23 because the tilt is different between the 6-month variants.
That's actually incorrect. The tilt does not change with respect to the Earth. The Earth is on either side of the sun.
So the tilt remains at a 23, but as it rotates through its cycle, right? Between the 2 positions, you have the north facing and the south facing. That means the angle to the sun should be consistent at the 23.4 degrees between the 2 points, correct?
No.
Because that
depends on where you are.
Okay, depends where you are. The problem is that there is no 23.4 in the summer. It actually goes up to 36 degrees. Okay? So if it goes up to 36
it depends on where you are. If you're at a different latitude than, say, the equator, then that's different.
Okay. The tilt doesn't change, you said. It remains at 23.4 degrees, correct?
Yeah.
And you're measuring that off of the the equatorial plane, correct?
Okay.
You're getting the information from the ecliptic path of the sun to measure off of the equatorial plane. That's how you get the 23, because if it's at a 90 degree, you subtract the 66, you get 23.4, 23.5, right?
No, you don't subtract 66.
The point is, I'm just saying that's what it is. 90 degree, you end up with, at the axis, you ended up at 23.4 off the 90 degree, off the equatorial plane. The point is,
90 degrees
the point is, gentlemen, your rotation of the Earth is causing the sun to rise, but the angle in position to the sun is greater than 23.4 degrees. And your answer is because it's what? You're on a different latitude? Is that your answer?
It depends on your location on the Earth.
So if you're on your different latitude, the way you got your 23.4 is at the equatorial plane? Is that how you got your 23.4 degrees?
It's the position that the sun is going to be at its zenith. That's going to be 90 degrees in the sky.
I understand that. If it's 90 degrees at the sky, you have to have an offset to get an angle to it. So how did you get the angle to it?
It's your latitude.
Oh, so your latitude. But your latitude isn't...
I'm not done talking. I didn't finish. didn't finish my answer. You just started talking over me.
You already
Are you
told me
gonna
latitude.
fucking let somebody else
You
talk for
already
more than
told
2
me
seconds,
latitude.
or not?
You
Are you gonna
you
let
already-
somebody else talk for more than 2 seconds, or not?
Yeah, you already told me latitude, bud. Try again.
You didn't let me finish my fucking answer, Data.
Try it again, bud.
Are you gonna talk over me as soon as I get 2 words out?
Try it again, bud.
Okay, apparently you are. So pointless.
Yeah, you're pointless. You don't have a point to your
You
argument.
won't
I get
let
it.
anybody fucking answer
Try
a
again,
question.
bud.
You just
Try
start
again,
talking
bud.
over them. You're talking
Try
over
again,
me right
bud.
now.
Try again, bud.
Fucking
Let's hear your
fool.
answer.
I
You have an
think
answer?
you can find the tilt of the Earth by taking the latitude on the equinox. That's all you need to know.
And you're
The
comparing that
latitude when
and
the
you're
sun is at
comparing that
90 degrees on the equinox.
And what are you comparing it to get the 23.4 degrees?
The solstice, not the equinox.
So the 2 points of the winter solstice and summer solstice, you're taking those 2 points, correct? And those two maximum points are 23.4 degrees, correct?
They're not 23.4 degrees from each other. The two solstices.
They're
They're
23.4
double.
degrees from the equator. That is correct.
That's right, from the equator, right? So it's double to get the whole thing, but we don't need double here. So now an observer in the north is noticing that there's 36-degree tilt in the sun, right?
What do you mean by
Depends on your
Can you
latitude.
clarify that statement,
The
please?
point is, gentlemen, you guys
No,
are
clarify the
Hold
point.
on.
Clarify the statement. Don't go on to something else.
You're saying that the Earth can be measured at a 23-degree angle from the equator. Okay, so if I'm at the north, I should be able to measure the sun angles at 23.4 degrees because that's the tilt.
No.
You would only measure that.
Oh, no, I can't
Latitude
measure
minus
it.
23 degrees.
Your answer,
So
you have this
latitude minus 23
confused.
degrees
Yeah,
gets
90
me.
minus your latitude
Hold on.
minus 23.
Okay, so you just said 23. Latitude minus 23 degrees gets me what, right? The answer is 36.5 degrees, which is not the case. Kosho.
90 minus your latitude.
Oh, now
minus
it's 90
23
minus. Now it's 90 minus
90
my
minus
latitude.
your latitude. Minus
Put out what
23.
latitude you're trying to work from, and we'll tell you what's going on.
I said Iceland. Okay, you're in Iceland. You're looking up at the sun. You're going to measure the angle to the sun from the azimuth, right? You get at 36.6 degrees. So you're saying that the Earth is tilting at this particular angle because you're rotating to the sun. The tilt and the rotation is what's revealing the sun. Because if the Earth was tilted at a different thing and it was rotating, the angle of the sun would be different, correct?
So I said 90 minus latitude plus 23 degrees.
Oh, so 90 minus latitude plus 23. I see, buddy.
That's
Okay.
exactly what you'll get for the elevation of the sun.
Kosho, bro, you're a gatekeeper. It's all good, buddy. You documented such. Final question for you, Kosho. What causes the apparent junction of the sky and ground? Earth curvature or perspective?
Okay, that has nothing to do with the position of the sun.
No,
yeah,
I'm
he
just
obviously
logging.
changed the subject, and he asked you
Nope.
a specific question,
Realizes that
and
we
now
got the right
he's trying
answer,
to
so
deflect. Can you answer
Kosho,
the question?
you're interjecting to me, Kosho, so I figured I'd get you now with this question. You've already answered my other
question.
thing. You told me that it was
On the
you
other
told me that it was 90 degrees minus the latitude, plus the latitude minus the 23.4.
90, you're right the first time. 90 minus the latitude plus 23 degrees.
Yeah, minus latitude plus 30 degrees. Awesome.
Okay.
Okay, I have the answer to that. Thank you. I'm going to jot that down. Kosho, what causes the apparent junction of the sky and ground? Earth curvature or perspective?
We played this game before, man.
Yeah, I'm putting it in a book now, dude. It's going to be documented. It's March 30th today, 2021. You're in a book. I want to put you down verbatim what you're saying.
Come on, Kosho, answer the question, Kosho.
The answer.
Random person goes on the
I know what his
Kosho, I need you to teach me because I'm a dumb flat earther. Teach me what the horizon is.
The horizon is just where you stop seeing further beyond on the ground. There's nothing
Is that Kosho answering?
He
Is
asked
that Kosho
Kosho.
answering?
We're documenting
What
it.
is-
Answer
the question, Kosho. Why does it matter who answers your question?
Kosho, are you afraid to
Why
answer?
does it
Just
matter
put
who
it down in
answers
the
your
book.
question?
So far, it's been almost.
I know where this goes, man. This goes with the fucking your bullshit 1.22 is the same thing as the fucking angular resolution.
So again, you're divining my thoughts. I'm asking
Which I
you
also
what you think.
dismantled.
What do you think?
Man, Kosho, this is pretty gatekeeping, buddy. This is pretty shitty gatekeeping. I'm asking you a real simple
Like
question,
you
bro.
just said, the horizon is going to be where the limits of where you can see due to the curve of the Earth. And
The last point on the surface you
So,
can see.
so just to clarify, Kosho, the horizon is caused by the limitation due to Earth curvature, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so that means Kosho. Just to clarify, Kosho, that means it's a physical horizon, right? Like it's
Depends
a
on
physical.
refraction.
It's a physical geometric horizon, right?
Refractive effects.
Oh, now it's refractive. So refractive effects cause it.
It's not now. If you talk over everybody that tries to answer your question as they're clarifying it, you don't get to hear it. You're a jackass.
Yeah, buddy, you're a moron. At the end of the day, you just said refraction. So first of all, just to clarify, Kosho, you said that it's the limit on a ball. That's what the horizon is, correct?
Quitting data. I want you to move on to somebody else.
Right? No, hey,
Oh, he's
Kosho, I
running away.
have to put you down for record. You've been in here day one gatekeeping. You've been in here day one gatekeeping since, dude. So I'm going to put you on a book for historical purposes and what you're saying to the humanity of the whole world. At the end of the day, if the book gets picked up, if the book doesn't, I don't give a fuck. The point is you're going to be documented saying this shit. So to clarify, you just said that it was the limitation because we're on a ball. That's what you just said, correct? To sum it up, to paraphrase you?
I already ran away, Flatter data.
When's the book coming out, man?
Yeah.
I want a copy. Couple.
The kindergarten.
So you answered the question for me. You asked the question for me. You said it's the limitation on a ball. That's what it is. That's what you marked down for it. And then you said
you can mark me down if you want.
It's refraction. I don't know who you are, dude. I'm not interested in you right now. I'm talking to Kosho.
Honest questions, sir.
Imagine thinking you're that special to where, dude, he's asking Kosho a question.
Did you open a French
you could write about
crayons to write this
nobody
book?
knows who you are, bro. We're trying to get an answer from Kosho, and Kosho's running away.
Let me try to make this as clear as I can.
The fact that Kosho is running away and deflecting and being quite pathetic.
Stop asking questions.
Kosho, you're being quite pathetic for a person that's been around for a while.
That guy's roboting.
Roboting, sorry.
Is that Thompson? Nathan Thompson?
Yes,
is that
sir.
you?
This is Nathan Thompson. Who's this?
It's Data. I'm going to be.
Why don't y'all get a
Data.
room, man? What the
We're in a room.
I'm going to be getting you on quotes if I can in the later future once I get close to
finishing. Your book, guy.
Yep, I got you. You can lead a globe earther to flat water. You cannot make them think critically about the shape of the earth.
Copy that.
Yep.
Damn, how many
Stick it
times
in your
you said
book.
that, Big Nate?
Yo,
Just try to
data
limit
if you're...
the interjections just so you can get through this.
Yep, truth is incontrovertible. Malice will attack it. Globe
When are you going to be through
heads will
Dallas
try and-
again, Big Nate?
I just left Dallas yesterday.
Oh.
See, this is what globeheads do. They're like, I'm going to kick your ass. Wait till you come to my city. And then they're like, when are you going to get here? And I'm like, I just left there yesterday. They're like, oh, man, well, next time you could come here. I'm going to kick your butt.
Okay, to be fair, Nathan, to be fair, while I have you, I'm going to ask you a question. How do you reconcile the southern sun rotation of the sun
Who are you
in Antarctica?
asking? What are you talking about? What is this?
I haven't had anyone observe that I trust, and the videos out there look modified or edited. So I'm not sure that happens. I would consider that a begging the question fallacy.
Okay, so I'm on the same. That's some pretty nervous laughter there, bud. So I'm on the same.
No, it was an appeal to ignorance, is what it was.
I'm on the same fence as you, Nathan. In all fairness to all the globers here, the conundrum is that there is no Earth curvature or rotation. But at the same time, there is 3 videos currently in rotation regarding the 24-hour sun. 2 of the videos. Let me finish, gentlemen.
There definitely are not only 3.
2 of the videos are edited in a way that the first for one video, the first frame and the last frame match, which is not consistent with a time-lapse 24-hour video. The second video is shot in a way that if I reversed it or if I played it in another direction, you wouldn't be able to tell the difference between the 2 of them, whether it was going north rotation or southern rotation. The third video is done with on a equatorial mount with a watch in front of it, showing that the watch is going forward, but the movement of the sun's going in the southern direction.
Also, if the Earth was tilted, you'd see the sun zigzag across the sky. It wouldn't float above the horizon the way it does during a 24-hour day. So
That's a straw man. Thank you.
So here's something. Let me finish, Thompson. So yes, Thompson's correct with it. With the
No, he's not.
movements.
That is a straw man.
Let me finish. Let me finish. Now, here's the thing, gentlemen. I've gone in and I've used special effects to emulate the same sun that's in there. So I can emulate that particular sun. Why I can emulate it? Because it's an effect with apertures and cameras. So when you put in your f/22 stop, you end up diffracting the light. This is what you get. There's a tip for you. Any kind of photography photographs in the future you want.
Oh, photography.
Let me finish, please, gentlemen. I'm educating you if I can.
If you just have babble on in your book, correct nonsense, you have no point finishing. You have absolutely no point.
Again, this guy here, this guy talking here is just a
you have
gatekeeper.
no business finishing any such utter rubbish.
Yeah, you can buy it, dude. You can put it on your shelf. You can read about all the lies.
You're trying to say that the F number
That's what you can do.
gives you different degrees of diffraction, are you?
So the f-stop on a camera, the aperture as you close it down, right? Because the smaller the f-stop number, the bigger the aperture. The bigger the number, the smaller the aperture.
We'll read about it.
So you can go just type it in right now, what aperture does, how do you make the star effect in photography? Go look at it, gentlemen. F/22, the higher the stop, diffracts the light, splits the beam, gives you this star effect.
That's nonsense. There's no...
Listen. If you
The
didn't
shape
know
of the aperture makes a difference. You're ignoring a factor.
Yeah, he's just being disingenuous, that guy talking. So the fact is...
Bullshit. You tell me any citation anywhere that doesn't say that the shape of the aperture makes a difference.
Hey, Travis, can I add something to your question? You asked me about the 24-hour sun.
He's
in
being
Antarctica.
quiet, ignorant, this guy talking.
And an author. Can we?
Is
there any place we can
Data.
get your stuff?
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
Data. I ran the largest research group, and I would ask every Glober, just record a 24-hour.
You ran the largest amount of bots.
Guys,
I would ask people to record the 24-hour sun in the south. I mean, you don't have to go to Antarctica. In the north, you don't have to go to the North Pole to see a 24-hour sun. You could just go to Alaska. So I said, hey, guys, just go somewhere in the south, record it, and show me. And for 5 years, that never happened.
Okay, you ignored all the people that have.
No, listen, gentlemen. Nathan's correct because, listen, as a genuine researcher here trying to find the truth, I personally am trying to find direct evidence. Now, I have a friend who works with National Geographic, a personal friend I've known for 10 years. He's a photographer for National Geographic. He travels all over the world. He was in Antarctica recently.
Bully for you.
Let me finish. He swears there's a 24-hour sun. He swears it. But
I have a friend who swears it's daylight. Sorry.
Let me finish. Yes, he says it's 24 hours. I said the sun above the horizon all day, every day long. He swears it. He says, okay, this is what he said. And I said, well, okay, if you did, you must have thought that was pretty amazing, and you wanted to take some video footage. You are, after all, a photographer. He had no evidence to show me, and he presented those 2 videos that I already looked at. And I said, well, wait a second, man. I looked at these videos already. Where's your stuff? So he didn't actually have any stuff to present me, even though he affirmed it from his own personal experience. So we're at the point now that if you go look at time and date, and if you go look at December or November all the way up to February, you'll look at time and date. Now you'll look at the angle of the sun grows between 23.4 degrees all the way up to 36.4 degrees. Okay? So if the Earth is rotating, and that's what causing the sun to rise, and it's tilting, then your Earth is continuously tilting to get a 30.64 degrees. Because the only way I can get southeast shadows on your ball in Australia is to actually have the Earth tilted almost 40 degrees to get the sun coming in at that angle. So on your ball,
ignoring the orientation of the land.
Orientation of land now. Ignoring the orientation of land. The point is,
on the surface of a sphere, the orientation is changing by your latitude.
Yeah. Okay. So in other words, time zones shouldn't work, right? The point is,
nope, that's not what I said. You don't get to lie about what I said. No, you don't get to lie about what I said. You misrepresenting my statements is dishonest.
If the orientation of the land is relative based on the sun, it will change the angle to it. So you're saying that the land is changing the angle?
Yes.
Okay, so the land is changing the angle, not the sun, not the position to the sun. The land is changing the angle.
The shape of the land.
Well,
where the land is changing what orientation it's facing the sky.
Okay, so the land is changing the orientation of where it's facing the sky.
That's how spheres work.
That's how spheres work. Great. So if you know this, you can put a gnomon at Perth put your sun at a 90-degree on the elliptical plane, have your 23.4 degrees, and you will not get eastern southeast angles. You won't. What you have to do is take your 23.4 tilt and actually tilt it around 40 degrees to get those
Flat
angles.
Earth data.
Okay, that's also a lie because I can do that.
I have a video
And I've done
online
it too.
that you can go take a look. I've already done it. Plus, it's in my book. I give you instructions how to
Shut up
do it,
for very long.
showing
No,
you,
you fucked
showing
it up
you
when you
in
did it.
Perth, showing you in Perth. There is no possible way on a globe to get a 118-degree angle
And I just showed. I just
or a
presented, I
sunrise.
just showed a video where Stingray had to show you that you were wrong.
Again, Stingray lied, and Stingray's caught
No,
on
you're
camera
fucking
many
wrong.
times
You're a
lying.
Anybody that disagrees with you is a liar. That's great.
My video is up for demonstration. In fact, my Blender demonstration can be duplicated with an actual globe model in real time.
Yeah, if you
by
tilt
putting. Let me
the
finish.
the wrong way, sure.
Again, listen. Nobody has made a practical demonstration of
I've
my
made a
assertion.
practice. You know what? I'll post a video. I made a practice.
Where's your sun at,
showing
bro?
that
Where's your sun at, bro? Is it at 90
Bro,
degree along
bro,
the
you can see for yourself.
or 90
This
degree
is-
along
this
the
is too
equatorial?
easy.
B-baller, explain your.
This was too easy.
It's not too easy, bro, because at the end of the day, I have it
It is too
demonstrated.
easy.
And for Gem Panda to lie about it and to actually tweak the parameters between the sun position and the earth position to prove that he's trying to prove me wrong, mine is so simple, straightforward. Anybody who's a new user with Blender has the sun. Has the sun. Listen, gentlemen, this is how easy it is.
Data, would you shut
If
the fuck
I
up?
have, if I have,
Let him respond to you, Data.
Go ahead.
You're gonna have somebody respond to you now, so you're gonna have to stop talking so you can respond. But B-baller, go ahead and explain what you're about to present.
I'm gonna show a video where I showed I can get the shadows to match on a specific day using a freaking globe and a damn flashlight. It's too
Okay,
easy.
so B-ball, just to clarify, in your example, every single ball model that we've ever gone and bought at a store already is on the 23.4 tilt axis, correct?
Yeah.
Awesome. So all I would technically have to do is along the equatorial plane is run a beam of light level with center level with the ball as showing the 23.4 tilt. So in other words, yeah, exactly, right? That's all I did in Blender. And then what I did is I added a gnomon pole at Perth. There is no southeast shadow. It's coming in at the east. Let me finish. If you look, let me finish. No, bro. I'm telling you, this is how easy it is.
I have a clarifying question when there's room.
Yeah, sure.
Go ahead. Video. Let's look at it.
My video's already up, Lion.
People
Plus-
was if I was not confused, it was people's turn to actually present his video instead of. Yeah, go ahead.
it's in the chat.
Is he still hawking the same thing where he put the axis rotation in the wrong place and claiming that the model doesn't work?
Yeah, that's what he's done.
Christ, when are you ever going to learn to not be dishonest, you piece of shit?
Again, that's not an answer. That's just a little cop out, and it sounds like you're a little bitch. At the end of the day, bro, take your light ball, put it at the equatorial. You'll see that the tilt, and put a gnome in there. The shadow will not come in at a southeast direction. It will come in an east direction.
Take any
It will
place
come in an east
on-
direction. But most importantly, let me finish, bro. Most importantly, the sun is coming in at a 118-degree angle southeast in Perth in the summertime, December 21st. It doesn't match your toy model. Okay, just so you know,
Go to
it doesn't match
SunCal.
your.
Pick any.
I already
pick
did,
any
dude.
shadow on any day.
December 21st.
And you can make it match. It is
December
too easy.
21st, bro. December 21st.
You
That's
gotta
it.
stop
You doing it wrong is not proof.
I didn't do it wrong, bro. All I did was set up your ball model. All I did was set up your ball model that's already on its axis.
90 degrees.
Gentlemen.
You did it wrong. You
Gentlemen.
cannot more than 90 degrees if you're doing it right.
So the sun isn't at a 90-degree
Wrong.
position
You did it
across the
wrong.
equatorial plane, right?
Perth isn't on the equatorial plane.
I didn't say it was. I'm talking about positioning the sun along the equatorial plane.
But the position of the sun in Perth is going to change because it's at a different latitude than the equator.
Okay, and it doesn't match time and date, position of the sunrise. It doesn't. Your globe model doesn't.
It
match
does if you do it right.
And how do you do it right? Where do you put the sun? Do you put the sun lower?
Any day.
If you got 90 degrees, you did it wrong.
Again, the
Pick
Blender
any day,
is
and you can make it match
straightforward.
any single
There's
day.
nothing I hid there. Anybody can do it. Take a ball model in reality and apply the same principle, and you won't get the right shadows. That's why
At December 21st, the sun is not over the equator anyway.
Again, dude, the angle and the shadows don't match your toy model, okay? That's the whole point of this exercise.
So you doing it wrong is not evidence of anything.
So what did I do
You
wrong?
fucked it up, Data. You fucked it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
put
just
the sun
fucked
in
it
the
up. That's
wrong
all.
place. You're
Again,
a mom.
you guys are all
You're an
fucking
absolute mom, dude.
Listen how desperate you are. I've done it. I've demonstrated. I put it in a book.
You're
and then
a
I
muck.
come
You
here.
fucked
I
it
come
up.
here to clarify. I come here to
You
clarify.
fucked it up. That's why it didn't work.
Listen how morons talk.
You've got a user error, Data. You've got a user error.
Again, the sun is either
Again,
not.
you did it wrong.
So the
You
sun
put the
is
sun over
not-
the equator. You did it
No.
wrong.
Again, I didn't
Did
do
it
that.
wrong.
That's not. You don't know how Blender works, bro. Because
You did it wrong.
When you have a default sun and you put a default sphere there, the sun is right above. Now, what you do is you type in 90 degrees, which puts the sun at a 90-degree equatorial plane. That's all you do. And then you take your ball. Then you take your ball and you tilt it. You tilt it 23.4 degrees.
Done it wrong.
Again, gentlemen,
Done it wrong,
telling me
Data.
that I've done it wrong and not
Again, you've
demonstrating
done it
it
wrong.
is proving that
You
you guys
do
are just
not-
gatekeeping.
You do not go 90 degrees from the pole. That is wrong.
So when you know Blender, have you used it before?
On December 21st, it's not over the equator. You did it wrong.
Again, it doesn't highlight the equator. It goes over the Tropic of Capricorn. That's where the sunlight goes, right over Perth, as the 23.4 tilt is. The point is,
If you moved
Listen,
the
gentlemen,
Earth,
the
if you
only
moved
way-
the sun to a 90-degree position, and you're using December 21st as your baseline, you did it wrong.
Again, the sun has to have the Earth tilt at 23.9 degrees to have the sun path travel across the Tropic of Capricorn. Correct?
Did you really
Well,
come
when
in
you
here
put
to-
when you put your sun at a 90 degree
really
along
come
the
in
equatorial
here
plane,
talking
guess
other
where the
models?
sun guess where the sun path lines up? The Tropic of Capricorn. The
did
problem
you
is,
really-
gentlemen,
Dan-
the shadows don't match. So I know very well how to do it. I'm using your ball mathematics, using your ball
But you're not.
principles.
You're
Again, I am.
Incorrectly.
So
You're intentionally setting it up
so
wrong.
I'm
like you've
waiting.
done
If
with
B-Ball
every
has
other
a
model.
video, if
Somebody
B-Ball has a
answer.
video, or anybody has a video, I'd gladly love to see it because nobody yet has
I've
shown
already
me.
posted it. You weren't paying attention. I've already posted it.
B-baller. Hey, let me say something very quickly, guys. Flat Earth Data. You gotta say something and then stop talking so people can respond. If you don't do that, I have no choice but to mute you so people can respond to you. So please just act like a regular person and just say something and then let somebody respond to you, okay? And everybody else, just try to go one at a time. If somebody's talking first, just let them finish.
So just so you know, gentlemen, the sun, where I've positioned it, highlights the Tropic of Capricorn, just as it would do in your ball model. The problem is when you have a sun at the equatorial plane and the tilt, it's not a great enough tilt to provide shadows coming in from the southeast direction. It's impossible. The only way to do it is either lower the
Citation
sun.
needed.
The only way this is a practical example you can do for yourself, buddy. The only way you can get it is
Citation
to
needed.
The only way you can do it is lower
Do you
the
have
sun
your video
or
to
tilt the
present
earth
or
more. That's
something,
it.
or are you
Video's
just going
already
to
online,
talk
dude.
about it?
The video's already online.
There you go. So present it.
It's
Let's
already
see it
online.
then.
Everybody, just go to Flat Earth Data on the plane. It's right there.
Data. Post
So
your video.
I'm gonna go
Dad,
take
it's
a
time
look.
that you let somebody respond now.
I'm gonna go look at B-Ball's video.
Let me shut up.
I'm gonna guarantee you, his sun position is nowhere near along the equatorial plane.
Because it's not
Really?
supposed to
Okay.
be.
Oh, it's not supposed to be. Okay, it's
No.
not supposed to be. So where does the sun
And the
go to
ecliptic
provide
plane.
the Tropic of Capricorn?
The
If the
ecliptic.
Earth tilts into it, the sun
ecliptic.
doesn't change position, right,
That's
guys?
the end of your question, Flat
Your
Earth Data.
model tilts.
That's the
Your
end of
model.
question. You just asked it. Now you wait for somebody to respond now.
Your model tilts into it, right? The sun never changes position, right? It's at 90 degrees during the equinoxes. It's at 90 degrees, right? Or sorry, it's at the when it's going between. Yeah, it's 90 degrees, right? That's the whole point. So if I tilt it one way or the other, it'll end up at 23.4 degrees.
Can we please
So
be
your
quiet?
sun,
Okay, somebody answer.
You're tilting it wrong. What it sounds
What
like.
were
is
you
that-
gonna say?
your sun has to be at a 90 degree to show the 23.4 tilt. If it wasn't at the 90 degree, you wouldn't be able to get the 23.4 tilt, you guys. So please.
Your representation is of a solstice, not an equinox, or it is as of an equinox, not a solstice.
No, my representation is December 21st, the maximum point
Can
of summer in Australia, where the sun comes in at 118 degrees southeast. It
Can you
does not
post
work
it?
on your ball. Try
Data,
it.
can you post a picture of what you're talking about instead of just talking about it? because
post a picture of
to
what
us
I'm
it
talking
sounds-
about.
Yes.
Listen,
Post
do you have? Listen, my friend. Listen, I'll give you
because
a
to us it
practical
sounds like you're
example.
doing it wrong.
I'll give you a
Please
practical
show it
example.
to
Listen,
us.
I'm
Show
going
it
to
to
tell
us.
you what to do. Shut
Show
up,
it
and I'll
to
tell you
us.
what
I
to
don't
do.
know how to use
Do
Blender.
you
Show it to
have
me.
your ball model at home? Yes or no? Do you have a ball model, toy model at home of your globe? Do you have one? Yes or no? If you don't, go get one.
I have a clue.
If you
Sure.
do
Yeah,
have
I got
one,
one.
put a
Sure.
gnomon pole, just like a stick in the ground, just like you and me going out in everyday life. We're putting a stick in the ground to find out the direction of the sun, right? Do the same thing in
What
Perth.
day? Okay. Wait. Data. What day
You're not gonna let me
and
finish.
where
are
on
you?
the earth? Hold on.
Let people ask
Data.
this question.
Wait. Real quick. Data. What day and where on the earth would you like me to match up the shadows? You tell me, because I'll make a video of this.
Listen, bro. This is what it's straightforward. Okay,
I'm listening. Go ahead, bro. I'm listening.
So when you set up your sun will be at a 90-degree along the equatorial plane. That's how you get the 23.4 tilt. That means your sun's not going to change position, okay? So once you have let me finish, guys, for fuck's sakes. Let me finish, for fuck's sakes.
Hold on,
So let me finish. So you have your sun set up. Now you're going to place your ball up to it. You're going to notice as you rotate the ball between summer and winter, it's going to change from Tropic of Capricorn to Tropic of Cancer. But your sun doesn't change position because your fucking Earth is rotating. You understand? So if you have your sun at a 90-degree to the Earth and you rotate your ball, you'll see it transition along the Capricorn and Cancer. The problem is once you land December 21st along the Tropic of Capricorn, the angles in Perth don't match your toy ball model.
Okay,
How do you? Let me finish. How you do it? How you do it? Let me finish.
Wait.
Let me finish. How you do it is you put a gnomon right at Perth. That's what you do. You like putting a stick in the ground in reality. You and me are putting a stick in the ground. So if the Earth is a ball, we don't need to fucking do anything other than put a stick in the ground and look at the sun shadow, and we get the angles. Remember, Aristophanes did this, right? Right?
Okay, wait. Okay, stop. So Perth and December 21st, and it's not supposed to match, right?
To clarify, the sun angles will come in an easterly direction on your ball and not a southeast direction. Okay, to the point where it's 120, almost 120 degrees. If you go and do this, you will see that it doesn't match.
Okay, let
You want
people ask
Perth
the question.
and December. You want December 21st, and you want Perth, correct?
So in time and date, go to yourself, time and date, December 21st, look at the sunrise in Perth. It's at 118, 119, almost 120 degrees. Give it a couple of days in between.
You guys never compensate for Earth tilt either. You never
Didn't hear any of that.
Angle at
Didn't
noon.
hear a word of that. Didn't hear any of that.
Well, you didn't
So
hear what I
anyway,
just
you
said?
have the example. You have the example. Go do it. Make a video, and I'd gladly love to see it. Thank you, Kyle.
You're not supposed to take the angle at sunrise and sunset. Take the angle at noon. Take the angle
at noon. Yeah, okay. All right, buddy.
That's what you're supposed to do. If you're doing it otherwise, you're doing it wrong.
Yeah, the sunrise angles is measured at 118 degrees,
We
and
don't
I'm
care
doing it
about
wrong.
the sunrise.
All right,
The
bud.
sunrise angle doesn't help you.
You don't care about the sunrise angle. Okay, buddy. I do. You don't.
That is model he did. He had the Earth wobbling each day on its axis.
So no, what is the just to clarify, because you guys don't obviously get it yet. The only thing that highlights is 2 points. I'm not looking at the axis rotation. I'm looking at the. Let me finish. I'm looking at the 2 maximum points. So that means wherever I end up in December 21st, the shadows of the sun should come in a southeast direction, and it doesn't. It's not whether my ball is rotating. It's just the end point. It's the maximum point of December 21st. It's not whether it's fucking.
Earth doesn't wobble.
So go do it for me, guys. I can't wait to see the videos. Please.
The sun's rising in the east, man. Why would you expect the shadow to be in the direction of the east?
It's rising southeast, my friend. 118
Yeah, exactly.
degrees
So
southeast.
shadow be opposite of that?
So the ball model highlights east, doesn't highlight a southern east position at 118 degrees. It's off. Okay, so which means it doesn't match
Why would
reality.
you expect the shadow to be pointed towards the east?
What do you mean the shadow? Okay, do you realize when you put a stick in, it's going to cause the shadow to go up in opposite direction, right?
Exactly.
So yeah, so that's the whole point. So if you're looking at the sun coming in, the shadow's not going to give you that direction. It's going to be not southeast. The shadow will show you that it's not southeast. You can see an easterly shadow because the shadow goes west. Do you understand? So if it's an easterly sun, it's going to be a western shadow, right? Guys, you guys are just dumb. It's okay, man. I'll help you out.
Guys
You can
on
buy my book. You
drugs.
can learn all about.
Gotta be. Or permanently affected by them.
I actually found many holes in his statements. A lot of illogical statements there. And
Go make the model. Go make the model and show me. Don't talk. Don't talk. Go show me, boys.
There's no calm way to deal with this in here.
Go make a model and show me, bro. Go take your toy model in reality, put the sun at 90 degrees, and show me the southeast.
But we don't have the discipline to do it.
What's he mean, sun at 90 degrees?
How do you
already did
How do you get your 23.4 degree tilt?
B-ball already did the
You have to measure it
demonstration.
again. You have to measure it
I
against
even put a screenshot to it
And I asked him-
specifically,
and I
and I
asked
put a
him where
screen,
his son
I put a
was.
screen, and I
And I
put a
asked him where
screenshot
his
in the,
son was.
and I put a
I asked him
screenshot,
where his
and
son
I
was.
put a screenshot in the
I asked
chat,
him
of-
where his son
and
was.
I
Never
put a
answered me.
screenshot in the
I
chat,
asked him where
of,
his son was, and
and
never
I
answered me.
put a
I
screenshot
asked
in
him
the,
where his son was,
and
and
I
never
put a
answered me.
screenshot in the
Why won't
chat,
he answer me where
and
his son
I
is?
put a
Why won't
screenshot.
he answer
I
me where
don't
his
care
son
if you want to talk over me while I'm trying to finish my sentence. I put a screenshot in the chat of exactly what he did and how it matches our model. If you don't want to look at it, that's your problem and nobody else's.
Rage quit.
Yeah, it doesn't work like that. Crazy people can't be out crazied. But that is a very nice demonstration. Oh, he's back. All right, yeah, this guy Doofus is trying to show you something. He's giving you the demonstration, so just have to listen to Doofus for a second.
All I need to know is where you position your sun at. That's it. I don't need anything else, because if you don't position your sun at 90 degrees, you can't get the 23.4 degree tilt. Okay? So all I need to know, gentlemen, is where is your sun positioned? Where's the sun positioned in your model and demonstration?
What is it,
Where
90
is your
degrees
sun?
to? What is
Where?
it 90 degrees to? You
Okay,
said
so-
90 degrees. What is it 90
Okay.
degrees to?
Here's the best part about it. Do you know how your model equates?
You need to
the
answer
23
that question before you can move on.
To
90
measure
degrees to what?
To
You've been
measure
asked.
any kind of tilt, you need an equatorial plane. Is the sun on the equatorial
What do you
plane?
mean equatorial plane?
The equatorial plane is not following the ecliptic at solstice.
I'm not asking to follow the ecliptic. You have to
The
have a
90 degrees
measurement.
to what?
Where's
That's a
where
simple
is the 90
question.
where is the 90 degree? Where is the 90
Hold on,
degrees?
hold on,
Where does
hold
the-
on.
Is correct. 90
Dude, answer
degrees
the
to the
simple
ecliptic.
question.
Sorry.
Come on. Answer the simple question. 90 degrees to what?
So the 90 degree ecliptic plane has a 23.4. That's how you get the tilt. You need a plane. Okay? That's the only way you should
Dude,
measure a
with all
tilt
due
is
respect,
off
you're
of a
not
plane.
answering.
Does
At
the
this
sun,
moment in time
does the
that you're
sun,
doing this,
does
dude,
the
I'm
sun
asking you the question
lie
again
on the plane?
in a way that
Does the
you might
sun-
be able to
Does
understand.
the sun? Yeah,
You're
you
not.
don't understand
You're not
very
going to
much
win
at
this.
all.
You're
You don't
simply not going to win this. Okay.
Where is the
Go
sun
ahead.
position?
Go
It's
ahead.
not
Get it
on
all
the
out.
equatorial plane.
Get it all
It's
out.
not on
Now,
the equatorial plane.
90
Where is the
degrees
sun?
to what? You keep using the phrase 90 degrees. 90 degrees to what at this time?
Here's how it's going to work for you. Let's say the Earth isn't tilted. It's in the between the
I
equinoxes.
didn't hear the answer.
It's in between the equinoxes. Okay, so it's 0 degrees, 90 degrees up, 90 degrees across, right?
In between the at equinoxes, it's 90 degrees to the ecliptic.
Yeah, exactly. So
Not
how
in
are you basing that? You need the sun. The sun is giving you that angle. The tilt of the Earth is offsetting the sun, giving you the 23.4 degrees. So if that's the case, then
dude, the sun is
That's
not
the
90
case.
degrees to the axis of the Earth.
okay. So I'm not talking about the axis. I'm talking about the equatorial plane. To get the
The
tilt,
sun
you
is
need
not
an-
90 degrees to the equatorial
Okay.
plane at solstice.
So then how do you get a 23.4 degree tilt either way if the sun isn't not in a 90 degree position from the equatorial? How do you get a tilt?
We're dealing with two spheres. You have the ecliptic. You know what that is.
The sun is
Earth's
on- the sun-
Why are you talking? Now, the Earth's axis is tilted relative to that ecliptic plane. The ecliptic plane matches the equatorial plane at equinox. At solstice, it's 23.4 degrees tilted to the ecliptic. You know this. There
What are you
is no
basing it
90
off of?
degrees at the time that you're trying to demonstrate. There is no 90 degrees to the axis. Do you understand that?
I don't think you clearly understand how you're measuring your 23.9 degrees.
I know exactly, and everybody in here
Do you need a
knows I'm
90-degree
100
angle?
Shut your fucking mouth. Wait till I finish. Everybody in here knows I am 100% correct in what I just stated to you. If you do not understand this, we cannot continue a conversation with you. I am out.
You don't understand, obviously. So listen, guys, if you have the Earth and we have the sun away from it, along the equatorial plane, will it line up center with the sun?
Equatorial plane, the sun or the Earth?
Okay, so let's say the Earth has an equatorial plane and it's not tilted at this point. It's in between summer and winter. It's going to transfer over to winter or summer. It's at that state where
it's still tilted.
Oh, it's still tilted.
Yes.
Okay. So how are you? If it's still tilted, what are you measuring against it to provide the tilt?
Equatorial plane. You are measuring the
awesome. The equatorial plane. Perfect. Now, does the equatorial plane
answer your question? You fucking mom.
You guys don't get it, do you? It's all good.
I haven't finished. The tropics are the difference between the equatorial plane of the Earth and the ecliptic of the orbit around the sun.
So your equatorial plane of the sun, right? And the equatorial plane of the Earth, right? They're two different things, right?
Yes.
Okay. Your sun is supposed to be at a 7-degree elliptic, correct?
What?
No. You guys are
the reference.
Okay, you guys are just fucking idiots. It's all good, man. Why don't you go learn about your model? The equatorial plane of the sun is inclined about 7 degrees from the elliptic. Okay? You understand?
What?
You guys don't know this, huh?
The sun is the reference.
Would you like me to send this Harvard documentation regarding your model? You guys are pathetic. You guys are pathetic. That's how easy it is to destroy you.
If you want to be correct,
the equatorial plane of the sun is inclined about 7 degrees from the ecliptic. None of the planetary orbits in the elliptical plane of the sun.
That's irrelevant
and
to this.
It's irrelevant to that. So the point is, you have to have a 90 degree to measure the 23.4. Okay. What's the reference on Earth of the equatorial plane? It's not the ecliptic movement of the sun.
So the axis.
Okay, so the axis, but how is the axis determined?
By the orbit of the Earth.
Oh, by the orbit of the Earth. Against what reference? What are you using as a reference?
The orbit is the reference. The orbit, the plane of the orbit is the reference. That's what the equatorial plane is.
What is the orbit path in reference to give it its elliptical path? What's it has to have something compared to it to get a measurement. So what's it using?
The path is the plane of the orbit is the pure retard data.
My goodness, you guys are reaching. You guys are reaching very hard. Listen,
I think
you guys,
you're reaching,
you guys,
Data.
you guys actually think the Earth rotation is what's causing the sun to rise.
That's it fucking is, you retard.
And because the position of the sun can be no greater than 23.4 degrees, you're claiming it can be because of the latitude position. Sure, listen, guys, you're talking about being refraction and no refraction and measuring angles.
You don't understand the fucking word that you're saying.
Go take a look at your model. Go put the sun along the equatorial plane. Okay, go
can you show us?
Can
you show us the model? Because I think we've heard enough of you. So do you have a model to present? Do you have something to present, Data?
There's lots of videos on my channel, dude. Go take a look.
But we're not on your channel, so can you present?
I'm waiting for B-Ball to show me.
Yeah, I'm waiting for you. So can you go ahead, please? You have the floor.
I already told you where it is. I'm not going to spoon feed
you.
Yeah,
but I'm actually waiting for you. So
I told you where it is.
I'm telling you what you can do. So you can take a globe and you can do what you suggested. Other people, you can do it yourself. Can you go ahead and do that, please?
It's already on my channel, bud. Right for you.
No. We need a presentation here, right now. No going to other people's channels. You didn't look at anyone's videos. People already has a video up. You didn't look at it. So I need you to present what you can do right here, right now. No previous videos that you shoot. No models on 3D programs. No using Blender. You need to take your globe. You need to take your globe, or if you don't have one, you need to go to the store and you need to buy one. And then you need to do a practical demonstration right here, right now. I can give you room to do that data. But are you going to do that data?
Since you've seen B-Ball's observation,
you are deflecting from the question.
No, it's about B-Ball's observation.
The demonstration.
Can you tell me where his
Can
sun
you do the
position is in his
demonstration
observation?
data?
Where's it at? Where's his sun position?
Are you doing the demonstration?
What hit? I've already done it, dude. It's not my problem. You want
to? Yeah. So you're dodging the question. So you.
I've already done it. It's on my channel. I'm not.
Yeah, I'm asking you to do it again on a concrete model.
Where B-Ball's sun is in his
observation? Do it on a concrete model data.
Where's it at?
Do it on a concrete model.
Where's his sun at in his demonstration? Where's it at?
Do it on a concrete model.
Is it not along the equatorial plane?
Are you not going to do it on a concrete model?
Are you listening? I think you're hard of hearing. I've already done it.
Why would I listen to you? You don't listen to anyone else, so it's
because you're full of shit. All of you are full of shit. So the sun is not along the equatorial plane in B-Ball's demonstration, right? Is that correct? Just want to confirm. B-Ball, is that correct? The sun is not along the equatorial plane in your demonstration, right? Is that correct, B-Ball?
It should be above the freaking Tropic of Capricorn.
Yeah, and when you put the sun at a 90-degree angle, which is if you had your ball not tilted,
Capricorn, yeah, from the Tropic of Capricorn on the solstice.
Yeah, where is your sun position in your demonstration? Is it along the equatorial plane? Yes or no? Yeah, I figured much, man. You just fake, dude. It's all good. B-Ball, I'll put you down. I'll put you down in my book here because you've tried lots. Question for you, B-Ball. What causes the apparent junction of the sky and ground, B-Ball? I'll put you in my book. What causes the apparent junction of the sky and ground? Earth curvature or perspective?
I'm going to say one thing. At solstice, 90 degrees from the axis of the Earth to the sun does not pass through the equator, the equatorial plane.
B-Ball, what causes the apparent junction of the sky and ground? Earth curvature or eyesight?
You're a waste of time.
I want to go in your book.
Silence is golden. I just put it down as silence. And you know how many people have done this, B-Ball? Do you know how many people have done this, B-Ball? You're not the only one, so don't feel left out.
MacFoot wants to answer you. He wants to answer your question.
Oh, please do.
I want to go in your book.
Must be a strategy to avoid the implications of whatever point you're trying to make, Data. So it's best to just jump straight to the point that you're trying to make, since globe obfuscation will make them go silent or, stubbornly refuse to follow you to the logic that leads to your endpoint. So what is your main point? Just state it plainly.
Well, the main point is the main point is they don't understand.
Put people in his book. That's his main point.
The main point is, Lemon, is they really don't understand their own
No,
model.
you want to put people in your book.
And
I find this funny because even Lemonbird admits that Data has been here for a long time and he still hasn't made his point.
I'm here to document.
State your point.
Yeah, but if Lemonbird, I'm here to document the obfuscation. And
yeah, so you're not here to actually present anything. You're just here to document what you dishonestly find when you ask dishonest questions.
What I'm here to do is ask straightforward questions to see if I get straightforward
You don't actually
responses.
ask straightforward questions. That's the problem.
B-Ball, is your sun positioned? Is your sun positioned along the equatorial plane? Not the ecliptic, but the equatorial plane.
He isn't here.
Yeah, I figured as much. Hey, Lemon.
He hasn't been here. I was just waiting. How
You
long
can't
does
put
it
silence
take for you to
when he's not
realize
here
that
to
he's not
answer your
here?
fucking question. You
Awesome.
dishonest
Who's
piece of
that?
shit.
Who's that talking?
You're a dishonest piece of shit, Data.
Who's that talking?
That's fine. He hear that, but just give a response to him.
He's not here to answer your question.
Yeah,
you
he
can't
ran,
put him
right? It's all
down for
good.
silence if he's not fucking here to
So he
answer
ran.
your question.
It's all good. He ran. It's all.
He's not even here.
Down for silence because it's just a made up.
not here.
It's a make-believe book.
He ran. It's all good.
Well, this is why it's to simply state truth, because sometimes people don't think the same way that you do. They're obfuscating, they're stubborn, they don't want to follow the logic to the logical answer. It's good just to state the truth plainly for these cases. That's why truth requires declaration.
Hey, Lemon. Everybody from here on in, keep it short. There's 50 people in here, so I don't want to have to force people to keep it short. So please just keep it short.
Listen, every observation that you have, or sorry, every orthographic demonstration of the position of the winter solstice to the summer solstice and the first day of spring to the first day of autumn, it positions the sun along a 90-degree path in between all of those changes of the seasons. And this is how you get the tilt, the elliptical path, or the elliptical tilt is off of the equatorial plane.
Ecliptic.
What did I say? I might be mixing those two words up.
Two fucking
Anyway,
words.
you have your equatorial plane, which is at the center of your sun, right across the center of your sun.
Not even.
Listen, bro.
Equatorial and ecliptic are not the same fucking thing.
All right.
He's not getting it. It's all.
He's saying the same shit that's wrong over and over and over and over again.
So I'm going to put a
every
picture
single
in the,
time you say equatorial plane, which is where the sun is, you're wrong. Every single fucking time. It's on the ecliptic.
I'm going to put a picture right from Science Direct so you guys will get it. Okay.
So the rotational tilt is relative to the orbital path, right?
I posted a picture.
According to your model, it will change its orbital path on the season, right?
Hold on, Flat Earth Data. Don and Flat Earth Data, if you guys look at the GIF that's been posted probably 20 times in the past 20 minutes, this GIF shows you what our idea of what the Earth is doing around the sun, okay? So take a look at that, and that's what we think the Earth is doing around the sun.
Well, the equatorial is
I'm going to show you.
The equatorial is described only for the ball. It's midway along the ball only. If you're talking about where the sun, moon, and stars, rotate, you're talking about an ecliptic. So they kind of separate those two in that regard.
Absolutely, Lemon. The green line in the GIF I showed you is the equatorial ones, the one where the equator is on our world, and the ecliptic is the orbit around the sun, or the path, the plane of the sun, the plane that the sun is on, and our tilt is 23. I mean, our equator is 23 degrees off of the plane that the sun's on.
There you go. Thank you kindly. You just confirmed what I was saying this whole time.
We've only been posting this 20 times in the past since you've been here.
So I told you that the sun is positioned at the equatorial plane of Earth. That's how you measure your 23.4 degrees from the elliptical path, if you will, that the Earth takes versus the position of the sun. To get that measurement, you have to have a 90-degree angle to something, right?
What time? At what time, Flat Earth Data?
December 21st.
What time?
What do you mean, what time?
Okay, see, this is the part that you don't know what's going on here. Okay?
So a 12-hour difference matters?
So you don't know. The time is at the local solar noon. That's when that measurement makes sense.
That's right, because it's at its peak, right? It's at its peak, correct? It's at its peak, correct?
The local solar noon.
Yeah, it's at its peak, correct?
What does local solar noon mean?
It means it's 90-degree apparent 90-degree above you. Right?
No, it means the sun's going to be the highest in the sky for your position.
Sure, but it's 90-degree above you, dude. That's what solar noon means.
Only if you're at the tropic of Cancer.
Point is,
it's only 90 degrees above you if you're directly under it at that point.
Right.
Keep being this dumb.
So it's refracted, right, into different positions based on where you are.
No.
It's not refracted now. Okay. All right.
How dumb are you?
So refraction. The point is, the refraction doesn't take place in your methodology from different latitude positions, changing the angle to the sun.
Tiny little bit of refraction involved is not the difference in where the sun appears in the sky like this.
Dude, your incredulity is hilarious. So it's just a little bit.
This is not incredulity. Right? Stop using words you don't know what they mean.
You're projecting, bro. It sounds like you don't know what it means.
I'm not projecting a damn thing, other than victory over your stupid ass.
You have no victory because you have no idea what you're talking about.
We have nothing but victory over you. You are stone cold stupid.
What causes the apparent junction of the sky and ground, bro?
And you are wrong. Don't reach into your diaper and pull out this shit.
You got
nothing. Talk about what we were talking about.
You got nothing.
Talk about the sun being directly over you.
To get the 23.4 degrees, you need a 90-degree angle to something to get it, right? How do you develop your equatorial plane, boys?
Flatter data. I don't know if you were here, but
We
everybody else in the
assume-
room, Delman, don't do it. Everybody else in the room just realized that you don't even know what you're talking about, man. You don't even know what you were talking about. Everybody else in here actually knows.
That's not an answer, bro. Sorry, try again.
Well, the
Yeah,
Globers
it is,
do
man.
know.
That angle is only found at noon.
Kosho, he said local solar noon an hour ago. He said it already. Maybe
Well,
he didn't understand your, but he said that an hour ago. He did. Yes, he did, because I interjected with it and he repeated it. I promise you, he said it. He said the exact phrase local solar noon or solar noon.
In relation to what?
Local solar noon and
At what? No,
relation
when
to
did he
local.
say that? What was the subject when he said local solar noon? He's talked about solar noon.
The same thing.
About the sunrise. He's talked about different things, Don, and he doesn't understand a damn one of them.
I disagree with you guys.
Disagree all you want, Don. Join the wrong camp.
Maybe you're getting this book, Don.
So you have a 90-degree angle to the sun where it's straight overhead. That's assumed at I guess it would be the equinoxes, over the equator.
Well, yeah.
And so you're going to have that 90-degree starting point, but then, as the sun, moon, and stars approach the horizon, you're going to have a lot of lost visual information that's going to compress, smush, mush, and disappear. That's not going to be part of your angle, despite the fact that it really needs to be part of the angle. So it's going to be smushed, mushed, mashed together, and disappear at the horizon and just be interpreted as a horizon line, a 0-degree horizon line, when there's a whole lot of visual information that's packed in there. That's
A horizon line, you're looking directly up in the sky at 90 degrees elevation.
Well, yes, you are, yes.
There's no horizon line when you're looking straight up at the sun from the equator with the sun directly overhead. There's no horizon line here. What are you talking about?
But to get a real 90-degree angle that's not, compressed, mushed, and mushed, you need to have a 0-degree angle at horizon where there's no visual information being compressed and smushed. You don't have that.
Listen
so
up,
at best we would have
that
90 down to
90-degree angle,
1.02-ish degrees
that
of angular
90-degree angle
resolution
is relative to a spirit level. At ground level or at 1,000 feet, it would be the same at 10,000 feet. It does not require the visual horizon. Your astronomical horizon is not the visual horizon. We're not talking about 90 degrees to the visual horizon. Do you understand this? Do you understand this?
Earlier, you said that it's depending on the land and the position where the land is to get the angles, and now it
Talking
doesn't.
about
You guys are
what?
Fucking priceless.
Talking about what?
Shadows,
You're complaining.
measuring angles and shadows. You said it was all relative to the
Don't
position of
measure
land because it
angles of
works.
shadows based on the horizon.
Oh, you don't?
Based on the horizon? No.
You don't measure angles off of the horizon? What?
No. God damn it. You need a vaccine, man. A special vaccine.
Crazy. But the thing is, Curved, you would start out with a nice little 0-degree horizon line.
Fuck off, and I'm out.
But that spirit level is
Bye,
a
loser.
line with thickness. And due to perspective, that line with thickness will block a zone at first that's maybe only 1 millimeter thick. But the light rays from that 0-degree zone at the spirit level will branch out and widen from 1 millimeter to 2 millimeters to 3 millimeters to a meter to a foot to 100, and just get bigger and bigger, and that angle that's not being counted will become more and more inaccurate as you get further and further away from the spirit level. So we have a real problem here because of angular resolution.
I don't know if you just got here, but that had nothing to do with what we were talking about.
It does. You're not really exploring the implications of what you're saying. That's fine, but we'll work through this one bit at a time.
We have a problem here. What, you got a hamster in your...
So we're citing of visual information and angles that are not being counted when they really need to be. So we're going to have a bit of a problem here.
Waffle, waffle, waffle.
The question is, gentlemen, does the sun's equatorial plane coincide with Earth's elliptical plane?
Oh, good God, shut him up. Write it in your book, mate.
It doesn't.
And why is that? What? Okay, so it doesn't.
Why is that?
Oh, hold on, it doesn't. It doesn't.
Tilts.
Yeah, I understand it doesn't. But what is the degree of change here? Why does it change?
It doesn't change. It's always 23
It
degrees from it.
does change. You guys don't even know
It
your own
doesn't
model.
change. If you see the GIF one more time, in the GIF, you see the sun is always the tilt of the orbit of the Earth, or the equatorial plane of the Earth is always at the same tilt. The only difference is on one end of the year, the top part of the Earth is pointed towards the sun, and the other end of the year, the south part of the Earth is pointed towards the sun. And halfway in between,
Where does the 7.2? Where does the 7.25 degrees come from between the sun's equatorial plane and the Earth's elliptical plane? Where does the 7.25? No, it's 7.25. You see, you don't even know your fucking own model. It's crazy, man.
It's 23.4 always.
Dude, there's a 7.25 degree separation between the equatorial plane, sun's equatorial plane, and the Earth's elliptical plane. It's 7.25 degrees different.
Plane. It's irrelevant to the conversation.
It's
they basically say that the Earth is a ball with a axis stick pointing straight through it at 23.5 degrees, and it's going around the sun, and then on one side of the sun, it's kind of pointing toward the sun, and the other side is kind of pointing away, and then the sun will trace this line over the Earth where it will kind of go up and down above the equator because of this orientation. That's what they're saying.
No,
but they don't appear to be saying that it changes.
Don't do it again. We're not saying that. We'll say what we say. You don't have to read.
You're not exploring the implications of what you say, so I'm going to step in here. You're basically saying that because of the tilt of the axis, that the sun relative to the Earth will appear to go up and down above the equator.
But you need something to measure that off of. And where is that? That's the equatorial plane, right? So the equatorial plane has to go through something to get it to be perpendicular to get a 90 degree, right?
Yeah.
So you can measure. You can. I don't care how you do it. I don't care how you do it. You still need a 90 degree. You still need a 90 degree. You still need a 90 degree perpendicular to the sun to get your 23.5 degrees. So you have to measure it off of something. Are you using the sun?
It's not measured
on either.
It's assumed.
It's pointed to the north.
It's assumed based off of the solar activity in the model.
Hold on,
no, it's assumed.
Hold on. Stop saying it's assumed, Lemon, so we can respond to him. The north and the south is at either end at two different times of the year. The times right in between that, when the ball is halfway between the sun, between those two ends, it's directly in front of or behind the sun in this GIF.
You're using the sun, right?
That's when it's going to be at the 90 degree. That's when it's going to be at the
ding,
equator.
Ding, 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 ding. Ding, ding, ding. So it does go off the 90 degrees. So you do place, to get the measurement, you have a 90 degree perpendicular to the sun, and then the Earth tilts from its on its axis as it moves through its rotation, providing the 23, right? That's how it does, because you actually go to a 90 degree, right? During the equator, you said it's at 90 degree, it's to the sun, right? There's no refraction in place, right? There's nothing in place. There's no refraction of the sun. It's coming in at 90 degree, right?
The sun's position.
There you go. So if you have a 90 degree, if you have a 90 degree angle towards the sun, that's along the same equatorial plane as Earth. The problem is that the Lemonbird said there's an up and down movement. There's a 7.2 to 7.25 degree difference along the ecliptic path and the equatorial plane. That's what it says in your literature, dude. So why are you guys not accounting for the 7.25 degrees?
You're confusing two different things that don't matter.
No, I'm not confusing two different things. I'm talking about how you get your measurements.
Equatorial plane when we talk
how do you get the 7.25 degrees? You need an equatorial plane. You need something perpendicular. You need something perpendicular from the sun to the Earth to get the 7.25 degrees. You need a 90 degree angle to measure. So you have to have something at a 90 degree perpendicular, dude, to get your 23.5 or your 7.25. That's the whole. How you doing, buddy? How's it going today?
I'm good, thank you.
Do you have your cup of coffee?
Oh, I had too many.
Yeah, okay. Awesome, Shaky. What causes, I'm going to put you down here. It's, Tuesday, March 30th, 2021. Try to keep it precise there, Shaky. What causes the apparent junction? What causes, no, I've talked to Shaky. I don't know who the fuck you are. What causes the apparent, what causes the apparent junction? What causes the
keeping a diary of his sea lioning?
What causes the apparent junction of sky and ground? Earth curvature, your eyesight.
Write it down. Write it down.
Yeah, go ahead. What are you going to say?
What causes it is the difference in opacity between the sky and the ground.
It's the difference in capacity between
Opacity.
the sky.
Opacity or
so opacity. Okay. So it's
Yes.
a difference. It's a difference in opacity between the sky and the ground. So just to clarify, it's not Earth curve then.
no.
Awesome. So it's not Earth curve cause it. Copy that. Thank you, Cheiki.
Done a full chapter yet?
I don't think you'd be able to get through a page, bro. Be way over your head.
Not your book. Your book's all gibberish, mate.
Yeah, it's just documenting you're full of shit, right? So there you go.
I think I found because I actually went to your channel and I looked at your video, so I think I found the error there. If I'm not completely
please
incorrect.
tell me the error. And just before you tell me the error, before you tell me the error of what you think, I'm going to tell you what I did. In the video, it's not about the rotation.
Okay, so you
Let me finish. Let me finish. You're going to perceive it the way you want. Let me clarify what I did so you understand, because you obviously don't understand. You're going to come with your own conjecture. Let me finish.
I'm making a point. So if this is where you just take your time and you're gonna talk over me anyway, I'm just going to get a coffee because I was going to talk and of course you're
going to tell me your
take the floor
conjecture.
and
You're going to tell me your conjecture. I'm
Yeah,
going to tell
I
you
don't
what
care.
I did.
I don't care because
Then
I was
go
gonna make
have
a point,
snack,
but
go
it's
have a
clear
snack
that you
and a
cannot
sandwich.
listen. So why
Go have
would
a
I?
snack and a sandwich. Go have a snack and a sandwich and come back, bro, when you're ready to listen to what I did and not what you conject that I
Yeah,
did.
but
You can
I
see
looked at
what
what
he
you did.
did.
I looked at
You
what
can
you
see what I
did. So
did.
why are
again,
you?
what's
Why
the
are you
point of the
afraid?
demonstration?
Why are you afraid? Why are you afraid of just listening and shutting the hell down?
So listen, because you're
Why
not
are you
understanding-
so afraid?
There's no afraid here. Just to clarify.
Why are you
Yeah.
afraid? So
I'm
why
terrified.
are you afraid? Because
So
I looked
listen.
at your video, but you
I want
will
to hear
not
what
let me
Lori
speak
said.
about it.
So
I want to hear what Lori said.
Awesome. I'll let him go. But before Lord,
Yeah, I'll let him go. But before I let you speak before me, let me say something completely different and let me
afraid of
deflect
you
from the
fucking guys. This is
conversation.
hilarious.
So basically,
December
the
21st.
7.25 thing is the ecliptic cuts through the sun, and it doesn't cut through the sun's equator perfectly. It's off by 7.25 degrees,
right.
where
But
the
you
equator
need-
cutting through the sun is a little tilted from the
Yeah,
ecliptic.
you need a perpendicular to
nothing to
measure
do
that,
with the
right?
orbit.
Right, Lemon Bird?
Data instead,
Well, I
because
guess
we
that
were
would only
actually
be
talking about the.
You need a
Can I-
perpendicular to measure that there, Lemon Bird. So how do you get straight lines and angles?
So why aren't you going to
You know
let
how you
Lori
get it?
address the? So
You
why
get
aren't you going to
counter
let Lori
fraction,
address?
Doug.
So why aren't you going to?
I have no problems letting Lori address it, but I'm going to clarify again. The only thing you should
Yeah,
be interested
before
in
you
that
let
video.
me address it, you're gonna
He
clarify.
can.
only thing you
He
should be-
cannot
again,
address
and
it
you're
while
again
you're
gonna clarify.
talking. He
The only
cannot
thing-
address it while you're talking. Data, shut up.
The
He
only
can't address
thing
it while
you
you're
should be interested
data.
in-
Shut
the only-
up. Shut your face. He can't address it while you're talking.
Let's give Data the floor to deflect wherever he wants. I can still make my point. It just shows that he's afraid, but we can let him be afraid. There's no problem with that. Go ahead, Data. Be afraid.
He's got to write it in his book first.
Also, you don't. So now you don't have anything to say.
I was muted there, Lori.
Oh.
So Lori, just so you know, I
Yeah,
understand.
yeah, go ahead.
Am I going to be able to? So I understand your complaint in the video because it looks like I'm not rotating it
Blah,
properly
blah,
on its
blah, blah,
axis. I get it, but that's not the point of the video. The point is not the rotation of the axis. It's the actual end point of December 21st, which is the maximum tilt of the Earth at that point. It's not about the rotation. And whoever's doing that is having a hard time. Share your pain, bro. It's all good. That's the demonstration. Now, Lori, can I go back, just to clarify, can I go back then and just show you the video of the actual tilt in the sun at the 90-degree equatorial and have the same result? That's all I want you to answer, yes or no.
So you rotated the Earth wrong there, and you admitted that you rotated it wrong, and you say that it doesn't matter, but of course it fucking matters. So you're not gonna get away with this. Data.
Okay, so Lori, just to clarify.
You admitted,
Yeah,
just to
listen.
clarify, you admitted that you did it wrong.
It's called triggering you fucks to get you
Yes,
to think.
it's called
And you
triggering.
still
I
haven't-
triggered you I triggered you to talk over me so that you wouldn't even listen to my answer.
Listen how you are.
And now you're just
You're
gonna
not saying anything
swim
I don't know,
away,
though.
and
You're not saying anything I don't know.
admitting that you
What
did
you
it
are not
wrong.
listening to and willing to listen to
So,
is what
so
you
did
should
you do
know.
it wrong, Data? Did you admit doing it wrong?
No, because there's nothing wrong in it.
No,
I've already
so
clarified.
okay, so you lied that
No.
I'm going to say that it's wrong.
I did it
and
that way
but
to
it's
trigger you,
wrong,
to trigger
and
you fucks.
it's wrong there. But the
Because
point
this is what
isn't
you'll
that it
focus on.
should be right. It
You'll
can
focus
be
on the
wrong in my
rotation.
video. That's not what you said, Data,
You'll
right?
focus on the rotation and not
Yeah.
the actual sun angle.
Yeah,
Now, the
so
point
you
is,
admit that the rotation is wrong, correct?
Okay, so
So
hold
you
on.
admit that you
Just to
rotated
clarify,
it wrong.
no, I'm getting
Just to
everybody
clarify,
here.
you
I'm
admit
getting
that you
everybody
rotated it
here.
wrong.
I'm going to get everybody here.
I'm
So
getting
just to
everybody
clarify-
here. Just to clarify,
just to clarify,
you admit that you rotated it wrong.
It's not about, I did it intentionally. So listen, at the end of the day.
You did it intentionally
That's right,
because
to trigger
you
people
mislead
like you,
people
because-
and you are a liar.
I did it intentionally to trigger you
Yeah,
to prove a
I
point.
know
Here's the
you
point.
do.
Now listen.
I know you lie
here's the
intentionally.
point.
Most
Here's
flat
the point,
earthers do
Lori.
because you
Here's
cannot
the point.
be honest.
This is called a thought
Here is
experiment.
the point.
and
You lied
this is
about
called a
this.
thought experiment to show you guys
It's
exactly
a wrong
what you will do.
experiment. Why would you
Here's
fuck
the
up your
best-
own experiments? Why cannot you do
Lori,
this
you ready
properly?
you ready for the answer? You ready?
I'm
You
ready
to
for
give
the
me-
answer. So
Okay.
why did you fuck
Give
up
me-
this experiment?
Give me two. It didn't fuck up. It was all intentional. I'll tell you why it's intentional.
Okay, so it was intentional.
Yeah.
So why did you intentionally fuck up the experiment? Why did you intentionally
Because I
mislead
have a
me?
question. I had a question
Because the question
prepared.
is, why are you liar? Why are you a liar?
Again, I did it that way because I have a question
Oh yeah, so
presented.
you intentionally
finish.
lied to people.
You're scared?
I
You're
meant
scared,
to
buddy.
do
Yeah.
that.
You're scared, right?
No,
Let me
I'm not
finish,
scared.
gentlemen.
I'm just
Yeah, you are.
exposing you.
The question is,
The question is, why would you
Why are
lie?
you scared? Why are you scared?
Why
So
would
what
you
I
lie?
did there was set up that observation because I had an intended
Ah.
question. I had an intended question to come to follow that. What the
Ah.
intended question was, and I'll listen.
What
to
was the
everybody in
intended question?
Well, listen, Lori, you're going to be
What
real
was it?
surprised.
Before I let
Let
you
me
finish,
finish.
let me
finish.
talk because I
Let me
actually
finish.
I'm
Let
going
me
to play-
finish. I'm going to tell you what it is. You
Go
want to
ahead.
know? I'll tell you. I did it that way because I knew damn well. that you're
So
going-
you lied. So you
Let me
lied.
finish. I did it. No, it's not a lie when it's intentional, bro. The
Oh,
point is,
when a lie is intentional, it's not a lie. Oh,
no, I
that's
told
bold.
everybody what I did. I told
Ah,
everybody.
yeah.
I'm not hiding it. That's the
Yeah,
problem. When it's a
you
lie,
did
you
it,
hide
you did
it.
it wrong, and then you
Again,
say, if I
here's-
did do
here's
it
the
wrong,
best part about your
honestly,
statement.
and if I
Here's
do
the
it
best part
wrong
about
and
your
I say
statement.
it's wrong,
Here's the best part about your statement, Lori. Can I or can't I achieve the same shadow results without even showing rotation in that video? So, for instance, if I go back to the drawing board,
here's the
with
best
same,
part of
let me
your
finish.
statement. Can
Let
you
me
do
finish,
it
please.
honestly? Here's the best part of your
So,
statement.
Lori,
Can
if you
do
wanted
it
to
honestly?
define liars and
If you want to
deceivers,
define truth as lies and lies as truth, that's
if you
your
want to
point.
find liars and deceivers, you set traps. So I set a trap for you. Okay.
Oh,
That's the truth.
so you justify your own lies by you guys
Again,
are liars. That's how
Lori,
flat
here's
earthers
the
do.
question for
You
you. and
guys
this is-
lie, and then you justify. I'm
here's
just
how-
following the room. I'm
here's
just
how I
lying
prove
because
my
you guys
point.
lie. I'm
Here's
trapping
how I
people
prove my
by
point.
lying, and I'm
Here's
trying
how
to
I prove
demonstrate
my
that
point.
Lori,
other
shut up.
people
He's
lie
killing
by
you
lying
logically
myself.
and behavior-wise, man. Take a break.
I'm going to tell you this. The rotation has nothing to do with what I did. I did that intentionally because I had a question that I was going to ask after. And here's the question, Lori. Can I achieve the same shadow result at the same maximum point of that tilt in that observation you saw? Because it ain't about the rotation. It's about the maximum point of the tilt. In that video, I demonstrate the maximum point of tilt, December 21st, and where apparently the shadows would be made on a ball. That's what's demonstrated. It's not about the rotation. I set it up this way, knowing full well that you're going to try to discredit me anyway, okay? No matter what I did, even if I did it correctly, you'd still discredit me. So I set a trap to prove that when I ask this following question, you won't be able to answer it. Here's the question again. Can I get the same result at the maximum point tilt regardless of what you see for rotation, yes or no?
If you did it correctly, it would
if you
match
fuck up
reality.
the model and you do it incorrectly, of course you get the wrong answer.
Okay, so
Stupid
Lori,
moron.
this is all I've done. This is all I've done. This is straightforward. Again, I
Yep.
set this up to prove a point. That's
Yeah,
in
2 hours
Blender.
ago.
In
You set it up
Blender,
incorrectly to
in
prove.
Blender, when you pick a sphere, it's at the equatorial plane. When you pick a sun, the sun is 90 degrees
You've been telling him
above
for
that.
nearly 2
Let
hours
me-
he's got it wrong.
Let me finish, please. The sun is 90 degrees above that sphere Earth on the equatorial plane. When I go into the sun settings, I type in 90 degrees. All of a sudden now, the sun is along the same equatorial plane as that Earth sphere. Now what I do is I put a ball map on it, right? I give it some skin so it's an Earth, and then I tilt the axis at 23.4 degrees. And then this is what happens. In Australia, the specular highlight goes right over Tropic of Capricorn, okay? This is how simple it is. Anybody can do this themselves. Then you put a gnomon pole at Perth, and you'll see the shadow coming in an easterly direction. That doesn't match what time and date says. This is something you can go do for yourself. And the point is it, like I said, doesn't matter if I did it correct the first time, you were going to try to discredit it. So I knew that in advance. So what I did was make you focus on something else, knowing full well that even at that point of maximum tilt, doesn't matter if it's rotating or not, it's going to end at a maximum tilt point. Those shadows have to say what the time and date says, and they don't. That's the whole point of this exercise. There you go.
So you expect to do it incorrectly and still give the right answer.
It doesn't matter if I did it. Listen, Lori, are you listening? It doesn't matter if I did it correctly or not. You will still.
Data, can I say something here?
You would have still tried to pick it apart. So I know this. I know what your game is. So if
what is my game?
Confuse you and get away from the point and then come back to the point, you won't be able to answer it. Again, Lori, will the maximum tilt in that example be the same if I did it again and I didn't put any rotation, I just tilted the Earth at the maximum point of 23.4 degrees, had the sun at the equatorial plane, put a gnomon at Perth, would the shadow change? And the answer is what?
If you do it wrong, Data, do you really expect to get the right answer?
Again, go
you
Blender's
fucking
free.
moron.
Blender's
You
free.
expect to get the right
Blender's
answer
free.
when you do it wrong dishonestly
Again,
and
you're having
deliberately
troubles,
lie,
Lori,
and
you're
you
having trouble
expect to
struggling.
get the...
You're having trouble.
I know.
You're struggling through it, right?
I
So
know.
listen, I set it up knowing full well, even if I did it correctly, you're still going to attack it. So what I did is kind of like sleight of hand, right? I'm going to get you focused on the rotation.
I know you.
Hold on.
You admit
Hold
that
on.
you lied.
I'm going to get you to focus on the rotation
Hold on.
I'm going to get you to focus on the rotation when it's actually the angle that doesn't change between the 2 points. Do you understand? So the shadow angle doesn't change. So at the maximum point at rotation at 23.5 during December 21st, the shadows doesn't change. Okay. So in the same, if I did the exact same demonstration, you can do it with a toy model in your own home right now, it will still match my demonstration in Blender. That's the whole fucking point what I did. I'm way smarter than fucking half you fucks here, dude. And most of you, I don't know what it is, man, but you're either gatekeeping, you're just, look, we got to come together because there's a lot bigger shit coming down our path. this whole thing of flat Earth and all that stuff, it's all great. It's
You're
getting
funny,
a critical
Data.
thing.
You're really funny.
Flat Earth.
Yeah.
Flat Earth.
There's no longer sufficiency with one explanation giving the same shadow phenomena. If we don't have, sufficiency with one explanation only explaining it, well, then some of this data is becoming increasingly meaningless because we can get the same result with different actions or different models. So at this point, why are we even talking about the globe when we could have it, say, on a flat plane?
They got Stockholm syndrome, bro.
Stockholm syndrome. What it's about is showing deception or showing truth through deception. In other words,
showing deception.
If I can expose, if I can expose deception, if I can expose
if you can lie. So maybe you can show through your lies that the other people lie because you cannot honestly represent the model.
If I was lying,
if you were lying, then that makes you a liar.
All that. But the point is, I didn't. I set it up like that, knowing that doesn't matter if I did it correctly.
But you didn't deny it, didn't you? But then I pushed you, and you yielded, and you said that you.
There's no denial on my part.
You said that
again,
you were
it has
a
nothing
liar,
to do.
And you admitted that you lied.
There's no admitting
I guess that makes a liar out of you, not us.
So there's no lying. It was all intentional.
Oh, so there's no lying now, but you said that there was
because
before.
I wasn't trying
to. So
to.
which one was it?
I wasn't
lying
trying
then,
to
or are you lying now?
Lori,
I don't hear no one backing you up. This man said he made something.
I don't need to back him up.
It's obvious. Shit. Y'all ain't saying nothing.
No one needs to back him up. He said it himself. What truth by deception? What's that supposed to mean if it's not a lie?
So in other words. In other words, what I've done is I've gotten you to focus on the rotation and the model doesn't match. But the principle of the video is to show you that at the maximum point December 21st. It doesn't change. That's the whole point. So, for instance,
because I actually need to
Lori,
go to sleep. So can I have the floor?
Lori, the last question.
So your
tactic
is to lie. Your tactic.
Let me finish.
Your tactic is to lie.
Let me finish, Lori. Let me finish.
Your
Lori.
tactic
No, I'm not
is
lying.
to lie, and
I
then you
set you up. I set you up to fall. Is what I did. Okay.
I know.
This is how
he doesn't hear anybody. Twit. He talks when he
Well, I'm
wants
going to
to.
mute him because he won't let Lori get one word.
Chemo will unmute him. Try it. Good luck.
Yeah.
What's his name in here?
You got to be kidding. Lori is 10 times
Data
more
on the plane.
FPG
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Data on the plane.
Won't
Is who we're
address his
dealing with.
point. Lori has
He's been
yet to
going
address
like
his
this
point.
for
Keeps
an hour.
repeating himself like a mom.
You're a moron, Don. You don't listen.
Lori,
So
address his point. Why don't you address his point, Lori?
Fuck yourself, Don.
Don, you need to let Lori have a minute.
You shut the fuck up, Don.
I can address his point very easily. If his experiment is done dishonestly and if it's based on a lie, he can do whatever dodging he wishes, and he can go to other questions and he can dodge. Oh yeah, it's not about the rotation. Let's talk about angles, and let's talk about the equator, and let's talk about these other things. Let's not talk about the thing that I dishonestly fucked up.
Okay,
so that
Lori,
it doesn't work by
Lori,
design.
I get your point.
And if I can point out that he fucked up by design,
I get your
that's
point.
me
Can I
demolishing
recite
him.
your point? Can I recite your point just to make we're on the same ground here? Can I recite what you're saying?
No, write it in your book. And
Let me
bugger
finish.
off.
Let me finish.
No,
So
write
you're
it in your
saying
book and bugger off.
take a break, bro. Go have a coffee and a cake yourself.
If your
he
good
lets others
night's sleep
finish.
depends on you twisting this
So,
afterwards,
Lori,
then go ahead.
Lori, he's decided you're done. I guess you're supposed to capitulate.
Try hard, guys. Just keep trying hard. It's great. It's
Well, what are
entertaining
you
for me.
doing?
So
What is wrong with you?
I'm trying to get.
Are you the
admission
love
here.
child of Travis and Right to Hand? What is your malfunction?
Dude, I'm flattered, Dad. I've been around since day one. So the point is,
Flattered data. Since they're not willing to follow the logic to its logical conclusion, what should we conclude from this data?
Oh,
that
you're
if I
that
went,
idiot. That explains everything.
What I would
the only conclusion
conclude.
we have is data is a Hmong and he's a fucking liar.
Yeah. What I can conclude
We
from
have.
all of this.
I'm just going to
is
talk
that
over him
even-
like he's been doing to everybody else for the past 2 hours.
Even if I did the model again,
That's
and
just
I didn't
talking
add-
over everybody. That's just what data does.
This is a shit show Chemo wants, isn't it? Isn't it, Chemo?
Yeah.
Speak up.
Gatekeeping. Yep.
You want everybody talking over everybody, or do you just want data talking, Chemo? Speak up. What is your wishes, Your Majesty?
So, flat Earth data, you were saying?
The point of this exercise for Lori,
He's a deceptive liar. That's the
gatekeeping
point.
again.
Need a rolling, Chemo.
Yeah,
Data, you've been
think
talking
what
like
data-
uninterrupted for an hour and you're calling us gatekeepers. That's absurd.
I think what Data is trying to say is if he can do it once and lie, and the model doesn't work, then even if he did it honestly and did it correctly, it wouldn't work either way. So there's no need to try to do it honestly because it would work both ways.
Is that what you're saying, Data?
Data's busy writing it in his book. Give him a minute.
No need to get things honestly, because
Yeah, give me a shout in your
I
book,
mean,
by the way.
yeah.
Well, we do need to see if we're getting the same shadows over, say, a flat surface, regardless of the angle on a ball, say.
Oh, obviously, but you actually need to do it honestly and present the model that we use and not fuck up deliberately in
What
order
kind
to
of book this is
build a
gonna
straw
be?
man.
Probably a coloring book.
A fiction book and a coloring book.
Yeah, pop-up book with lots of shadows.
It's a book of lies.
Interesting.
I think
flat
if he
Earth
had something
is
important
still
to
man.
say, he'd stick it in the chat, first of all, for us to all to read, and then he'd come in and try and make it verbally.
It's going to be a PDF online that no one's going to buy.
I happened to come in at the point where he said that he was smarter than everybody. That's when I think that's where he goes wrong.
You think?
But you know what's interesting? I had gotten Nathan to come in because nobody was in. We were just all, chit chatting or whatever. I mean, which is fine. I don't have a problem with that. But I was like, oh, Nathan, since flat earthers are boycotting us or something. And so Nathan came in. Now he's gone. Did he ever get a chance to talk or?
Yeah.
No, he came
yeah,
in around when Data did, and Data took over the show, and Chemo
Yeah.
made sure it happened.
Oh, wow.
Nathan got a few random insults out, and then that was it, really.
Yeah, he didn't have anything of substance.
They just slunk off.
There's no point.
He even started to pick a fight with Data, didn't he?
Yes. Pretty much.